Happy silence. Right click. Oh, misses the right click.
Force around again. He gets it on the DK. There's no TP for him anymore.
Got it. That's locked in.
Oh my god.
Could build some farm.
This is not a fight that Kiwikaki can win here in the upper right. Can he win it somewhere else? Oh,
but this is a moon. Does he have enough damage? Did he miscalculate this? No way! Are you serious? Tunnel dead.
Right click, Happy. How can you save this DK? You have no resources for a potion. Trying to nuke. Doesn't work. Step out.
Funny composition, not the right one by Johnny Cage.
Stormbolt,
don't
miss
miss
it! Perfect Shockwave, you don't have much time. Shockwave, here we go. One more right click. Lin, Guagua, wins!
Oh, wait. That's the wrong button. Hold on. There we go. Hello, everybody. How are you guys doing today? It is Tuesday, and today is going to be our second day of the DFMC 222. DFMC stands for Don't Force Me Cup, the long-running tournament series hosted, sort of, by Fortitude, sponsored by his fans and benefactors. And today we're going to have edition 222. In fact, we had that yesterday already. In the Don't Force Me Cup, there's varying formats, varying prize pools, varying levels of competition. Of course, the big Don't Force Me Cup was last weekend, where we had the Don't Force Me Cup finals for the middle season of 2025, where we had some crazy games with all the best players in the world. We're going to take a look again at those games, by the way, do a little bit of a VOD analysis after our match here has finished. Because we do have one live match today as well, of course. Yesterday, we had the group stage, the prelims, to figure out who is going to face Happy today. 4-player group stage, we had 6 matches being played. Life definitely looked the best at the start. 2-0, 1-2-0, 2-0 in Fee. Then he done goofed a little bit and lost to Kaho in a pretty sloppy manner. Here, he made more mistakes than we were expecting. So Kaho was actually poised to take first place in the group if he had beaten Infi last as well. But that was the big surprise. Infi, who was down 0-2 without a map win, it seemed like he was guaranteed to lose to Kaho, but no, Infi ended up beating Kaho quite convincingly. Kaho, who in general had a very shaky day yesterday, he should have lost to 1-0. He easily could have lost to Life as well, and then ended up losing to Infi. Indeed, Kaho, who seems very inconsistent at the moment. When he's hitting his highs, Kaho is looking really good, but right now he looks shaky, to say the least. It's a best of 7. Oh, okay. I thought it was best of 5. Cool. Okay. BO7, that should make for a long series then. Okay. Glad you're back, Remo. I'm glad to be back as well. Thank you very much. We're about to get our first map ready. Of course, Happy, he is coming hot off the press of the weekend where he had a very successful couple of days, taking second place in the B Cup, losing the grand final to Lin, however. That was the first grand final that Lin has ever won in the B Cup, playing really well there. And then one day later, the revenge match against Lin, the lower bracket of the Don't Force Me Cup finals, where Happy got his revenge indeed in a really close, super hype best of 7 series, and then had the final against 40 after. I imagine most of you, if not all of you, have seen those games because those games were nutty. Today we only have one match with Happy versus Life, so after that we're gonna go through those replays and do a little bit of analysis because especially Happy versus Lin was insane, bro. That was one of the craziest games I'm pretty sure I've ever seen. I was losing me mind. Where's the other host guy, which is Happy's biggest fan? That would be Neo. And before I answer that question, I must say, how can you not be a fan of Happy if you are a fan of Warcraft 3? The consistency, the level of play, also at times the dominance that Happy has displayed. Unbelievable, unmatched. In my opinion, the GOAT of Warcraft is Happy. So yeah, I'm certainly a fan. Happy has many fans out there. Neo, I guess, is one of them. Neo is taking a few well-earned days off. I was gone for quite a while, as you guys may remember. Neo was casting everything by himself. And now, for a couple of days this week, hopefully gonna take a nice little break. I'm gonna be here Monday through Friday. Saturday, then, I'm going to a wedding. And Sunday, I'm going to be giga hungover. So Saturday, Sunday, I'm not going to be here. But Monday to Friday, it's me that we can all enjoy. Oh, wait, I didn't cash out the prediction from yesterday. But we can start the first Gamba of the day already. Happy versus Infi. Happy is going into this match certainly as the favorite. Take a look at this, folks. Happy versus Life here on War 3 Info. Happy rank 1 in the ELO standings. He is the top dog, as so often. Life in rank 12. He seems to be a bit under-ranked right now. It seems like his potential is much higher than rank 12. I would say he's the best elf in the world right now, but let's see, let's see. Going through their results, they have met quite a few times this year, once last year. The last time Life defeated Happy, 2017. 8 years ago. That was a long, long while ago. That's before Happy showed the world what he's really made of, what he's capable of, before he started dominating almost everywhere. All right. So much for that. I think our first game is now ready. Yes, it is. Here we go. Let's enjoy some Warcraft 3. Thank you, Stufka, once again for the update. Stufka, one of the OG MVPs of the community on Wikipedia, Discord, and many other places. Autumn Leaves for our first map. Happy spawning in the top right. Life in the bottom left. Not too long ago, I think Unders were playing quite a bit of fast expansion on this map. But from the recent games I've seen from Happy, it seems like he only plays Fast Expo on the really good Fast Expo maps. That is Echo Isles, especially. And what else? Tidehunters, maybe? But he doesn't really even play on Tidehunters expansion, does he? Hammerfall, a fair amount. But yeah, in general, not too much Expo play by Happy these days. Twisted Meadows, perhaps. So I would be expecting mostly one base, micro, tier 3 battles that Happy's going to be looking for. It's the Undead here who makes the strategic choice of where the matchup is going, and the Night Elf has to react. The reaction at the moment looks very similar still. The Demon Hunter is always the hero of choice. Dryads and Bears and Naga. It seems like Night Elves, unfortunately, are very pigeonholed right now in what they can play. I would still love to see big buffs on other heroes for Night Elf, especially Tavern heroes. Right now in the meta, basically everywhere, Tavern heroes are not viable. As a first hero, at least. Which is a bit of a shame. I'm still hoping that one day Blizzard will realize that buffing the shit heroes would be a good idea, but for now, Night Elves are trusting still in the Demon Hunter and the mana burn. It's gonna be a lot about hero levels and also, I would say, items in the end. Gloves of Haste. Not exactly what the demon hopes for. But we're keeping things fair with the DK getting the same. Demon Hunter is creeping instead of harassing early. He's looking for the fast level 2. Pick up the next item up here. And then at nighttime, maybe he could go to the shop. Get the circlet as well. Got the Cloak of Shadows now. Which he might sell, I guess. Oh, using it to take less damage from the camp. That's kind of neat. But on level 2, normally, Night Elves will start harassing. They're going to make a couple of archers, at least 3, maximum 5. And only then really do you want to move the Ancient of War. So that's why Night Elves normally don't creep beyond level 2 for a while.
Players' forces are under attack.
I know that Happy has been playing a little bit of Frostworms lately against Night Elf, right? On the right map, where there are lots of trees, where Frostworm positioning can be very strong. Especially Last Refuge is one of those maps. There's also quite a few trees in the center of Autumn Leaves, but it's not as many as on Last Refuge, where there's just tree lines absolutely everywhere. Frostworms would end up being a bit of a surprise here. So Happy's trying to evade the Demon right now. With the boost of speed, Life would love to find the DK, start mana burning, and prevent him from leveling too much. But good movement here during nighttime. Life, of course, doesn't have Ultra Vision yet. And since Life couldn't find the DK, now he feels the need to creep up a little bit himself. He needs to get something done, of course. Positive attack. Good items for the Naga right here. No ring yet, though, for the demon. You do want to have a ring at some point. At least one. And Happy with Ghoul timing into the Night Elf base. Hunter Soul is pretty far progressed. Not sure if he's going to be able to get it. If he's going to get it, though, that's... Oh, he is going to get it. Oh, my God. Very unusual to have this timing. Normally, undeads always focus on creeping, trying to get level 3. Nobody normally tries to cancel the Hunter Soul, but Happy here finds it. And that delays the lures by 1,000,000 years. Literally. That's painful for Life. Remaking the Hunter Soul over here. Ah, and the Demon Hunter isn't even level 3. If at least you had been creeping and were now level 3, it would be decent. But that's not the case. Demon gets around it. Don't tell me this ghoul gets away. Don't tell me this ghoul gets away! Okay, one ghoul goes down. But extremely successful early game here for Happy. Gets the level 3. Hunter Soul cancel. Forcing the TP and all that for just one ghoul loss. Outstanding early game for the world champion. Can we call him the world champion? I think so. He won the most recent tier 1 tournament. That's our benchmark right now for world championships. And the coil. God damn! The Skelly that died gave the lingering vision for a little moment. Is he gonna get the archer as well? Maybe the archer can be saved? No, it cannot. Oh my god. Oh my god! Happy thinking about if he wants to get the other archer, but that one should be safe. Holy smokes, man. Life was looking really good against 1-0 yesterday. 2-0-ing 1-0 in convincing games. Destruction so far. Another wisp goes down. Good thing is, on the new patch, Night Elves get a lot more lumber from wisps, so you can afford more wisps losses these days. Happy's tier 3 right around the corner. Returning back home, joining up with the Lich, getting ready to pick up the orb. Lich was a bit delayed, so Lich might be a little underleveled this game. But the tech was nice and quick. Really good Lich items. Damn, look at that. Plus 8 int. Gloves of face, and of course the orb will be added. DK very selflessly giving all the items away. He did not grow up as an only child, who tend to be selfish. At least so I'm told. I'm an only child, by the way, and I've been told many times that people who grew up as an only child are selfish by nature. And also, I thought that was kind of funny. I was told that people who grew up with siblings find it very weird that only children, when they leave the room and go to the toilet or go into the garden or whatever, they just do so without announcing that to the group. So I always thought that was the most normal thing, you know? You leave the room and you don't have to tell anybody. I mean, it's obvious. But they oftentimes told me that that's weird. And normally, you would always tell someone when you do that. So, Life is fighting without bears here. And unsurprisingly, this fight is going very one-sided. Hellstone saved the Lich. Happy now with the triple hero. Did Happy lose anything here? Oh yeah, I see one ghoul corpse. He lost one ghoul. He might get the Lich. Oh, did get the Lich. Demon Hunter though is surrounded. Is gonna die. And that's gonna do it. And Happy takes map 1. Very convincingly. That was ownage. Pretty much. Ooh, Life is gonna have to play better than that. Early game scouting, I think, was the biggest problem here. He was trying to find the DK creeping, couldn't do it. Wisp positioning there could have been better. Happy got away with easy level 3. Then even the Hunter's Hall gets cancelled. That also wasn't scouted. Demon Hunter comes home to defend. He's not even level 3. So he wasn't harassing. He wasn't creeping properly. And Happy just comes out swinging. Very, very well played by the world champ. Chat is asking if it's going to be a 4-0. I mean, it's not impossible. What were the latest results? Let's take a look. Latest results was 2-1. Okay, Life, you got a map. 2-0, 3-2, 4-0, 4-0. Okay, so we have had two 4-0s already this year. And a 6-0 in 2022. But Life also has managed to take plenty of maps off of Happy in the past, so let's not count him out yet, even if this first map was not a very close one. But, you know, there's a bit of pressure building now. The nice thing is, when you're the underdog, you feel less pressure from fan expectation. Nobody is demanding that Life must win this game. So that's nice. However, you know, when it comes to winning the series, you know, going down 0-2 against Happy in a best of 7 is not great news. Thank you very much, Bent PG. First sub of the day. Much appreciated. Alright, we got map number 2. Hammerfall for our second destination. Happy bottom right. Life in the top left. Hammerfall, I think, is one of the 2 maps where Happy expands these days. 3 maps, I mean. One of the 3 maps. Hammerfall, Echo Isles, and Twisted Meadows are maps I think that Happy considers expanding on these days against Night Elf. The reason is, it's not a very big map, so not exactly amazing for late game expo macro play, but it's a really good creep camp to include in your expansion game plan. Ideally, you want to have an easy creep camp that gives you level 2 right away. And this camp indeed gives you level 2 right away. It's not super easy, but honestly not that hard either. If you creep that with 4 ghouls, easy to pull off, especially if there's no harass coming But surely Life will be scouting for this possibility and will be harassing with the Demon Hunter if Happy does attempt to take that expo. On very few maps, the Warden can also be a viable choice against Undead, but I guess that's really only Twisted Meadows and Terranostan. Especially on Twisted, the Warden is amazing, because Ancient of War creeping is unbelievably effective on that map. Oh, nice Wisp Scout here, or Wisp Block rather, against the Acolyte. Almost finding the kill early, but the Acolyte gets away. Alright, what's Happy gonna do? Ooh, Wisp Detonate. If he gets the Skellies, that would be huge, but does not quite get it. Happy gets the experience from the Wisp, by the way. That means he is going to get level 2 if he finishes this camp. We have a Skull in the inventory, but that is not necessarily a guarantee for expansion. Skull is very cheap, so Undead can go for a low commitment in the early game while considering if they actually want to expand. This is a big advantage for Undead expansion play. Oh, but the Demon Hunter also gets level 2. He also got the ring, which is very good. Oh, Happy is baiting the Demon Hunter to try to kill the Ghoul to lock him into a surround. Didn't get him, though. It was very close. One coil left on the DK. Happy might bait the Demon Hunter here in again. Oh, getting surrounded here is not what you want. Now he might, though. There's Aura. Oh, gets away barely. Boots are certainly needed on this demon. Ring of Protection sold right away. Both heroes now on level 2. Happy, of course, not expanding, but rather attacking. You can also use the Skull just for creeping. That also helps. Or, wait. Is he trying to expand on the way to tier 2? Great Wisp Scout. Perfect Wisp Scout. Sees the Acolyte moving over. Hopefully Life was looking. I don't know how fast his APM is. Double ring on the demon. Very nice. Happy a bit low on lumber. Now he's got enough to make a ziggurat here. Also, this doesn't have to be an expo. Ooh, nice coil dodge. It's always the most annoying when you're undead. If you coil the Wisp and it detonates, whatever. But if you coil the Wisp and it survives by making a building, you feel bothered. Okay, detonate as well. Happy's trying to protect the ziggurat. Wait, is he actually playing a tier 2 expo? Demon Hunter is trying to get to the ziggurat, find the cancel. He knows once the ziggurat is up, and there's a narrow tower here, it's going to be very hard for the demon to get active in this area. Wow, he's committing hard for this cancel. And with the archers coming from the other side, I think he might have enough damage. The DK isn't attacking. Oh, gets it. Nice play by Life. Might even get a Ghoul on the way out. Happy's micro here a little bit lacking, to be honest. DK wasn't attacking the Demon Hunter there for the longest time, was getting blocked. And Life is now counter-expanding. Happy has seen this as well, and this is an easy target now to attack for Happy. And there might be time to cancel this. Happy supply blocked here for a little while because that ziggurat being destroyed. Demon Hunter is level 3. Just in time. Good item there as well. Only level 1 mana burn though. Okay. Is this enough damage? If Life holds this Tree of Life, I think he's in a good spot. but it's taking a lot of damage. Where are the wisps? Where are the wisps? The wisps are missing, and the tree is cancelled. But the tree might still be remade over here on the spot. It is going to be a bunch of ghouls going down. Happy wants to take out the wisp. Delay the expansion if he can. And that is successful. This did cost quite a few ghouls for Happy, but it is, I guess, worth it. Delaying the Night Elves' second base. Continuing to scout up here with a Skelly. Wants to see if that Tree of Life will be planted. It will now. Wait. Shouldn't he have just made it here? Like, this proxy position is going to cost him a lot of time. Sorry. Oh, there was a piece of pepper in my throat. I had some eggs sunny side up with a lot of citrus pepper earlier. Naga second by Happy, by the way. It's pretty unusual when playing expansion. Happy trying to lock in the surround, and he is successful. His own Naga probably going to be going down, getting chased by the demon. With the immolation, burn baby burn. So both Nagas gonna die. But it's good for Happy because that gave him level 3 DK. Happy's lacking one Acolyte still. Getting it now. Life has to make sure this expansion finishes. Ooh, the Archer. Saved. Barely. Last second. Demon Hunter in the center. Looking for some straggler kills. Especially with Dryads. Those are easy to come by. These ghouls here. Easy fodder before Frenzy upgrade. So demon levels are looking good. But of course, Life's expansion... it will be finishing, but it's going to be much later. And now, how much... okay, let's look at the timer here. I got the timer up here. When is this tree finished, and when is it going to start entangling? Because he could have just built the tree here, you know? Okay, I'm curious. I got a timer up here. It is 8:40. Yeah, 8:40 as the tree finishes. DK is invis. Oh, and now we can stop the root as well.
A player's forces are under attack.
Okay, I guess he couldn't know that. He couldn't know that Happy was going to be blocking the tree with the DK. Very smart play and very annoying for Life to deal with. He's got good items, strong demon, but no expo still. 8:40 is when the tree finished. Life is getting the error command. Cannot root here, cannot root here, cannot root here. Oh, it almost cost a minute already. That's 600 gold. Still can't root. Life trying to get value at least out of a strong demon hunter. This demon indeed is really strong. DK now staffing home. Finally the tree will be allowed to root, and boom, there it is. 9:55. So a 75-second delay because the tree was built proxy. Naga though might be falling. However, there is invuln. Happy upgrading towers now. But Happy's pretty weak at the moment. We might go so far as to say Happy is very, very weak. Happy's got almost no units. Life, all of a sudden. Has he found a win condition out of nowhere? Maybe. Much needed Spirit Tower finishes here. The rejuve on the demon is insanely good. And the ghouls without frenzy right now, not doing much. Seems like the Fiend's production started too late here. Fighting with adept bears. We don't see that every day. We also call them the GNL bears. One goes down, but it's way more losses for Happy. Towers are keeping Happy in the game right now. And this game is actually pretty even, isn't it? I didn't expect this. Happy's production seemed to be very late, having only one crypt. Very questionable, I think. I feel like Happy should have gotten double crypt a long time ago. Make some real units, make some fiends.
A player's forces are under attack.
And Life could still win this game. This Demon Hunter has a really good chance of getting level 5 this game. Wand of Negation purchased by Happy. Okay. Trying to bridge the time until destroyers, but we're almost there. Destroyers will be ready. Wait, Happy only has 4 ghouls left. He can't even bring them to fights. He's too low on lumber. Man, pretty crazy. I thought with Life having the way later expo, he would be in a much worse position, but not really. With faster tech and strong heroes, Life is in a very fine spot here. Ideally, he would love to add Druid of the Talon for the late game, but Life doesn't know exactly if a push is coming soon. And if a push was to come soon, then he wouldn't have the time to go for Talon tech. But clearly a much, much closer game than map 1. Happy still at 50 supply, by the way. Did not yet break into upkeep. Another ghoul goes down. Happy now only has 3 lumber ghouls left. He's gonna make another one. Oh, that was a fake TP with a telestaff. Got him. So Happy could stay out on the map, creep up a bit more. We might have a contest over here. Life in upkeep already. He's got the bigger army, and he's got the much stronger heroes right now, I would say. Wait, is Happy refusing to play destroyers, by the way? Oh, wait. That would be weird. Now, there is reason to be afraid to play Destroyer. That's because Night Elf late game can be very, very strong against Destroyers with talents. But of course, Life doesn't have talents. Didn't go for that tech. Happy doesn't know about it, but I think Happy is anticipating talents, and for that reason, not making Destroyers. Now, you can Dispel Rejuve fairly effectively with Wand of Negation, but Roar is a different story. Demon Hunter is level 5. I think Happy has the wrong read here. I think Happy is expecting talents incorrectly. Undead hero levels here also nothing too amazing. Okay, now he's making destroyers. Not that many though. Couple of A-bombs, couple of destroyers. Oh, that's a freebie. That's one step closer to level 6 for the Demon Hunter, maybe. Fiend count is very low, by the way. It's not so easy to snipe these Dryads very fast. I think Life is heavily favored now. Heal wards on both sides. You have to right-click them these days. Okay. Bears have gone down pretty quickly, though. Thanks to the destroyers and the nuke. And now the Dryads left exposed in the back. There's no upgrades yet on them. With low armor, end up dying pretty easily. It looked good for Life just a minute ago. What happened? What happened? Excuse me? All of a sudden, Happy's up by 20 supply. Going for a heal scroll here as well. Surprise A-bombs. Perhaps catching Life a bit off guard here. Dryad poison stacking up on the A-bombs, doing decent damage, but Happy's just waiting for that perfect moment for the heal scroll. There it was. Heal ward in the back as well. Dryads don't have the biggest range for attack, so getting to that heal ward is actually kind of hard. Oh my god, that heal ward is so good. Heal ward also on the Night Elf side, but the Lich takes it out quickly. Now, didn't get a single kill beyond that level 5 that he reached earlier. Naga in trouble now. Oh my god, that moon juice. Just in the nick of it. And now it's a shooting gallery. One Dryad after the next. Wagon spreading even more disease. TP transfer though. Happy could have used the invuln here, but didn't want to stick around, surprisingly. Life lost a lot though, and all of a sudden, undead hero levels are looking a lot better. 4-4-3 now. It was 3-3-2 just a little while ago. With all those kills, big slaughter. Happy looking poised to win map 2 as well. Night Elf army seems to have disappeared. Lev is trying to reproduce. He's getting upgrades now. Ideally, he should have had 1-1 or even 2-2 in that big fight, but of course, that's way easier said than done. He just felt like he had to produce units and didn't have the luxury of going for upgrades. Night Elf army benefits hugely from upgrades. And this is where the later expansion really came to be painful, right? That expo could have been over a minute earlier if it had been built on the spot. Double Orb of Venom now on life. But 87 supply for Happy. Holy. Gigantic army for the undead. Happy may not have much mana, but he has a lot of units. Dude, this looks like triple the supply. Some bears coming from the main base. I mean, we know where this fight is going. Fast level 5 for the Demon Hunter this game, but he couldn't do it all by himself. Happy after not the easiest early game and mid game. Is successful in the end with the expansion play. Admittedly, it was not as one-sided as the previous map where he played one base. But still, a win is a win. I'm seeing no games in Flow TV right now. What the hell is this? Eh? Is that a new bug? Ooh, okay. Now I see the games again, thank God. I was a bit worried here that all of a sudden we can't watch the games anymore, but we can. And we shall, as we have map 3 coming up. Echo Isles, it shall be. This is a very, very good map for Undead expansion. Can also be pretty good for Night Elf counter expansion. So that seems the most likely strategy on paper. Perhaps Happy's gonna come in with a surprise. If the Night Elf is greedily creeping this one. Dude, something is bugging right now. The overlay also doesn't look normal. You guys see that? What the hell is going on? Okay. Now we're back to normal. Spooky, spooky. I don't know what that was about. It is the Warden first for life. Oh, okay. And I don't hate that, I think. If you can manage to get the counter expo up,
A player's forces are under attack.
which can be a bit difficult with Warden once you run out of mana. Warden, of course, has huge potential in the late game. It's going to be about levels. It's going to be all about levels and expo timing. Happy's going to find out about the Warden very soon with his Acolyte here. Couple of nice items here. Possible for the Warden. Claws +8. Hell yeah. With Shadow Strike now gonna have very good single target. Got one Wisp Scout over here. Important not to let this one die to the DK. Oh, the experience here is so important. Happy pump faking the coil. And detonate forced. Good play by Life here. Early detonate. That 25 experience is absolutely huge. You want to prevent level 2 DK as long as you can. The Wisp detonate here makes sure of that. As you can see, Happy finishes the camp and he is almost level 2, but not quite. And this does make a big difference. That level up. Huge deal always for Undead. Warden now coming in quite aggressive, looking for the right clicks on the DK. Thanks to the Claws of Attack, he is aided in this. And Happy has taken quite a bit of damage, so has the Warden. Aggressive spells being exchanged. Happy is setting up the expo. We do have a Tree of Life as well. Happy doesn't have a scout right now on the tree.
A player's forces are under attack.
Trying to get the level up here at the Murlocs, but here's the Warden. Forcing the DK back again. DK still only level 1. And it's all time for the expansion. Oh, Ancient of War creeping here at the Murlocs. Beautiful early game by Life. This is very, very well done so far. Love what I'm seeing here.
A player's forces are under attack.
Happy seems to be a bit behind tempo when it comes to creep speed here. And levels. But the expansion is going to be finishing very early. Acolytes going to be added in. Happy actually investing heavily in mercenaries here early on. It can be dangerous against the Warden. With Shadow Strike, these mercenaries are prime targets for the Warden. Gonna get level 3 here. She has really good items for the early game. Not so good for the late game. Late game, you rather want to have tankiness and mana. But early game, right-click damage is super good. At last, though, DK also gets the level up. Big level up to level 3. Oh, and the Warden. Gonna go harass these Acolytes. And that's gonna delay the tech, I guess, even more. Life is ahead on tech quite a lot.
Player's forces are under attack.
This is a very, very well played game by Life so far. The DK was there, so I guess she only got one Acolyte at the end of the day. Now Happy can finally begin his tech. 1.5 minutes or so behind the Night Elf. And the Warden gonna reach level 3.5. You want to get level 4 quickly with the Warden if you can. Then you are super mobile with level 2 Blink. And of course, the race then to level 4 is on. Level 5, I mean. Where she gets, finally, very, very strong.
Town is under siege. A player's forces are under attack.
Not too many units yet for life. 1 archer, 2 mercs. But a strong Warden. Yeah, Warden loves going for the Bursey. That one cannot be coiled. But the Warden herself can. She can commit to this kill if she wants, but would cost her a lot of mana with Blink and Shadow Strike. Normally Night Elves want to get level 5 on the Warden first, then add a Panda. If you get level 5 Warden, level 3 Panda, you're going to be super strong in the late game. Immense amounts of AoE damage. Oh, perhaps first mistake by Life this game. Allowing the ghouls to slip through and find the cancel here against the expansion. Against the entangled. But the Warden's going to get some kills in exchange, and that is valuable experience. 1 ghoul minimum. That's 2. Aggressive coil, so now the DK, no healing capability anymore. This is not the worst for the Warden. Another kill. Warden getting fed right here. 1 more kill for the level 4. And now we got the very cheap level 2 Blink. Where are the Night Elf units? They're running back home. DK might find another cancel here. Should go for the detonate. Oh, or build the Moonwell. Also nice. Mercs being bought by Happy over here. The Mud Golem and the Mauler. These also would give a lot of experience, by the way, if the Warden gets the kills. Entangled Goldmine does finish. Finally. There is 1 more Shadow Strike. Should use it on the Mauler, I guess. Oh, the Bursey! Oh, he lost him! Could have saved him with a Wisp Detonate. So, let's compare the gold mines. Happy probably has mined a lot more. 10,500 against 12,300. So that's 1,800 gold ahead. Is that right? I think that's right.
A player's forces are under attack.
But the Warden has leveled pretty well. 4.5. Level 5 right around the corner. Top of Slaughterhouse for Happy. He might be going for A-bombs again.
Is under siege.
Sentry wards here not too bad for the Warden. Could keep vision in the center, although Happy should be aware.
A player's forces are under attack.
Warden is getting tier 3 bonus experience now. The bear tech a tiny bit late. There's in fact tons of gold on life, but he's a bit low lumber. Ooh, nice sentry ward right here. Seeing Happy, heading north. Going for the market. Warden's so close to level 5 now. This green camp here might be enough.
Player's forces
This camp down here certainly would be. Warden's certainly going to have to retrain then very soon into Blink Fan. Maybe try to harass some Acolytes. Good Skelly Scout. Happy sees the Warden on her journey. It's going to take a while to kill this sea turtle though. Happy pre-splitting the Acolytes as well. Okay, is that a level 5? Yes, it is. Warden got her level up. Didn't get any Acolyte kills, but at least she forced the undead back, which is also a little success. The nuke is painful. The cards of attack have all been sold, by the way. I think that makes sense. As mentioned earlier, in the late game you need tankiness and mana. Ooh, and that Zoe Mask is a wonderful item. Perhaps the best one on the map. So much gold still on life. He's not able to spend it yet. Happy now coming in with a push. Not that gigantic of an army. 60 supply roughly. Life is even on supply. Love the Moonwells here at the expo. Blink Fan Warden jumping in. She doesn't have the Orb of Venom yet, which is unusual. Question is, what's gonna end up being superior here? The AoE healing from the Undead or the AoE damage from the Warden? That's of course why we're seeing the Alchemist here, the heal spray, very good against that Warden. It's nighttime now, so lots of Moon Juice regen kicking in again. Mana Potion, still no Orb of Venom. It seems like there wasn't enough time for a second hero. The Warden didn't get level 5 fast enough to justify a Panda. Happy now adding A-bombs. Adding Disease Cloud. Without Orb of Venom, I feel like these destroyers will never die. But there's still units on the ground that life can try to kill. You need some form of reveal though against the burrow. There's also a problem with having solo hero. You are extremely slot starved. Also, there's no staff to save the bears. Man, that Panda second is really missing right now. But it's only a single bear that has gone down, so very few losses here in this exchange. So much healing on Happy's side. Alchemist, Statue, DK Aura, Burrow, and of course Heal Scrolls. Triple Heal Scroll now on Happy. Is that enough to push through here and break life? It might be. Warden, not too much mana on her, although there is a potion, but she needs level 6. She needs level 6 here to have a chance. Currently still very far away. I like that life is getting upgrades here. He's gonna have a pretty good army. Bear Dryad, 80 supply, 1/1 upgrades. But all the spell damage is just being out-healed for the time being. Oh, one ghoul finally goes down. A little bit of experience here for the Warden at long last. And in we go. Here we have now a real fight. Warden out of mana for now. He's got the mana potion, using that here. DK taking a lot of damage as well. But here comes the heal scroll. That was the first one and the second one used already. Warden blinking away, trying to get mana. Fighting now against an army without heroes. Easy to do for Happy. The statue healing in the back. Really good. The A-bombs joining in. Very hard to take out. Warden blinking in with the fan, getting no kills. The burrow saving the fiends as well. And there's no detection against those fiends. Saving them one by one. Warden has made very little progress towards level 6. And it is a slaughter. Life losing a ton of army here. And Happy still up at 80. Getting the next heal scroll. Now at least he's only down to 1 heal scroll. The Warden now has a Dust of Appearance to finally get some kills, but now supply is so heavily favored. Night of Army looking rather laughable right now. Warden finds herself in a surround, blinking away to the Moonwells. Fellow Knives, decent damage again. There's a heal scroll still. There's a heal spray again. Trying to get the Destroyer, and the Warden got it. Took out his destroyer finally, but still not that close to level 6. Happy's trying to chew through all the moonwells. Once the moon juice is gone and it's daytime, this game will be over if it's not already. We have excellent moon juice still in the main base. But nighttime's about to be over. Warden back again. Blink fan coming in. Got the dust. Is there still a heal scroll for Happy? I don't think so. Okay, Warden now. Getting close to the ult. If she gets the destroyer. Oh, which she does. That's level 6. Okay. Is there a chance still? 30 supply lead, but one of the strongest ults in the game. Fiends burrowed. Oh, and the dust has worn off. The dust has worn off. Lich in trouble as well, though. DK level 5, level 3 on the Alchemist. Great levels on Happy. Oh, but the ult. Hold on. One ult to save the game. Potentially. Just as the knight was running out of mana, out of moon juice. Oh, with the dust coming in with the Fiend. Double kill. The thing is, the Warden does not get stronger from here. But life holds on. He might be down in supply, but that ult is still active. That ult is amazing. It seemed like Happy almost had it, but the ult might be turning this game around right as we speak. Would love for Happy to go cannibalize. Oh, he's got it already. I see. Lots of corpses still for the Avatar to summon. Warden never running out of mana. This zombie mask, by the way. This zombie mask has been a huge help. Life's best chance yet to get on the board here. Difficult game now for Happy. What's he gonna do? If he falls back and just turtles, he knows the Warden is gonna go harass his acolytes all the time. I think Happy has to stay aggressive, otherwise the Warden harass is gonna ruin his economy. Seemingly endless mana on the Warden. What an item. That's Toby Mask. Blink fan again and again and again. Spirits of Vengeance gonna start running out. Avatar is still over here. There's not any corpses left anymore. Warden staffing home. Moon juice now basically dry. But a moonstone would have big value here. Clarity, moonstone. Wait, no moonstone? Okay. Oh, A-bomb cannibalize! Hell yeah, let's go. Main base is still mining for a while. Happy up to 80 supply. He's got 2 heal scrolls. 5-3-3 levels against a level 6 Warden. Level 2 heal spray now, also really good, of course. Avatar Vengeance cannot really be killed. It's about to expire, this Avatar, by the way. But the Warden can resummon it right away. Avatar has 0 downtime. There is the resummon. Another bear goes down. If Happy surrounded the Avatar here, that would be a big play, trying to take it out. But he's not attempting this. He's going for the real units. Heal scroll committed. That was the first one. Happy has a second. Warden about to reach level 7 here in a moment. Ooh, I love the cannibalize. Look at the healing on the A-bombs. Statues and cannibalize and the DK aura. So much healing on these A-bombs. So hard to bring down. Bears being chased. Destroyers looking for the kills. Dryads dying quickly. 3-2 upgrades on the Dryads, by the way. That's damn strong as well. 2-0 only on the Fiends. But it's not the Dryads that are carrying. It is the Avatar and the Warden, of course. Mana low on the Warden now. Happy still a lot of supply. As mentioned, the Warden does not get stronger from here unless she gets level 10. Gotta be careful with those Dryads. Even with all these upgrades, they can still be sniped quickly by a Fiend army. But it looks like life is holding on again. And might be looking for more. 7.5 on this Warden. For the first time this game, perhaps now she's gonna go for Acolyte hunting. Nope. Changes her mind, turning around. Happy with 2 heal scrolls again. Life was unable to steal any of these heal scrolls. That could have been huge. Life now waiting for nighttime. He desperately wants nighttime for the Moon Juice region to kick in again. By the way, this whole game, no Orb of Venom. Interesting. If he had a 7th item slot, he would go for it, but that's not how the game works. More A-bombs. Tough to chew through for the Night Elf army, even with the spirits. Happy is taking the fight to the Night Elf avatar or no. Theirs are quickly dying again. Warden blinking back. Happy at 82 supply and finding more and more kills. That's level 4 for the Alchemist. Lich got level 4 as well at some point. In the post game, I wonder how much damage will have been done by this Warden. It might be like 40,000. It's about to turn nighttime. Finally. But there's not that many Moonwells left here, especially at the expansion. Oh, life is about to get supply blocked. The heal spray healing, outstanding, and the Warden is dead! Couldn't blink away in time. Oh man, it seemed like life almost had it. That ult almost seemed to save his game. But it was not quite enough in the end. 48,000 damage on the Warden. Holy hell. I wonder if that's the highest that I've ever seen. I think that might be the highest number I've ever seen. 48,000. So much damage done, but not able to find the actual conversions and the kills in many cases. Happy just had so much healing between statues, alchemist, heal scrolls, and of course the economy to fuel it all. It would have been 60,000 with an orb. Yeah, probably. Orb does a lot of damage. He would have given up. He would have had to give up either the Staff of Teleportation or the Circlet for that item. But he tried to play without it. Close game, man. Very close game. But Happy, at the moment, looking almost unbeatable. So Happy goes up 3-0. The next map could be our last one already. If Happy wins here as well. Northern Isles will be map number 4. Of course, when you play Warden, the big problem is against Undead late game, you don't have that mana burn to work with. I think if you have Warden plus Panda, you have too much damage for the Undead to out-heal. That's when the Night Elf will pull ahead. We've especially seen that on Twisted Meadows before. Warden plus Panda, super strong. But it only works on maps where you can creep insanely fast and level super quick. The Warden that game, I guess, did not quite get level 5 in time. So now, surely, a return to Demon Hunter should be expected. This map normally doesn't see too much expansion play. On paper, it's not bad for expanding. It's an instant level 2. It's not that hard of a camp. It's close to the main base. But it's also easy for the Night Elf to harass. You can pick up the item here and then harass. Or you can pick up the item here and creep level 2 here and then harass. So, this should be a one base game by Happy.
A player's forces are under attack.
Good with scouting here, sees what's going on. Acolyte also being a bit annoying.
A player's forces are under
But Archer should be able to finish the camp. We got the ring on the demon. That's exactly the item that you want. Oh, Life might be trying to snipe this item over here before Happy arrives. Ah. That's a nice little touch. That's going to make level 2 for Happy a bit difficult. Happy finding the ring as well, but he will not appreciate that item so much. Mantle. Good for the Naga. And level 2 for the demon. Man, this is a great opening. I like that a lot. And I think that's a small scouting mistake by Happy. Ideally, you should be scouting here with something to see if the demon is going for this kind of a creep route. And if he is, you could run there, use the coil to steal the last hit. But Happy, of course, still can get level 2 here at the other Murloc camp. But there's some good damage the Demon Hunter can now do. Almost getting surrounded. Demon Hunter had to use a lot of mana as well. Now you gotta be careful with how much health you lose on the Demon. If you lose a lot of HP here, then it's gonna be very expensive to heal from Moonwells. Getting surrounded. I wonder if he wanted to get surrounded. Because he wasn't really moving away. Getting 2 ghoul kills. Oh! Oh! Playing with fire! He thought he could get away. But he could not. Tavern res. So he killed 2 ghouls. Lost the demon. And now he's gonna creep this camp? With half HP! Damn. Okay. Oh, Ring of Regen. Hell yeah. That is exactly the item that he wanted. Looking for that level 3 here. Is that camp enough? I'm not sure. It's close. Happy creeping up in the north. No level 3 yet on him. And the Demon Hunter also is just missing a tiny bit. We'll see how much this hero res will slow down things for the Night Elf. So far, doesn't seem like it's slowing down anything. Alright, Demon is fully healthy again. There's even some Moon Juice left. Man, that Ring of Regen is so sick in the early game, brother. No slippers, unfortunately, for the Demon. Gauntlets are okay on the Demon Hunter. But normally, you sell those later for better items in your limited inventory. Naga second. I'm a bit surprised to see. Oh, looking for the surround against the demon. Maybe he could fight out. He's level 3, he's got strong items. Also a TP still. Ooh, that ghoul barely saved by Happy. Well done. Life getting bullied away from the middle right now. Life would love to pick up his own Naga, but right now that's being made difficult by the opponent. Demon healing up passively. Oh, baby, that Ring of Regen. Oh, nice positioning on the archers. Seeing that Happy attempts to take the camp here. And seeing that there's... No, there is a dust. Never mind. There's a dust. Maybe they should have waited a bit to reveal themselves. It's going to be one archer going down minimum. But a good mana burn. Happy now out of mana basically everywhere. It's going to be a bunch of ghouls falling. DK level 3. Gets the coil in just in time before the mana burn. Wait, look how late Happy's tech is. He's way behind the Night Elf. And that's with a Demon Hunter kill. Happy must have involved more ghouls than normal with a tech this late. I guess those ghoul kills might have hurt more than I thought. Not a bad spot for life at all. Happy is going to get the big item here. I wonder if life shouldn't have contested this a bit more aggressively. He was creeping this camp without getting a level up. Gives away the big item to the undead. It's a sort of accuracy. Life is still very low on supply. He had the fast tech, but not many units at all here for a long time. What do the dots around the clock mean? This is the progress of the daytime. So if there's only one yellow dot here, it's still very early in daytime. The more dots that there are, the more late we are into the day. Or night, depending on if it's night or day. A little bit of a calm, creeping phase here, as both players are trying to get their tier 3 army ready. Talisman of Evasion. That could be sick on the Demoner actually, right? He could go Immolation and Mana Burn build now. It's kind of difficult to sustain mana-wise, but it has huge potential. Oh, and yeah, he's got level 2 Immolation. Let's go, baby. Speaking of Immolation, Happy here also finding the Cloak of Flames. That is a garbage item for Undead in this matchup. Big item, Khadgar's Pipe. Yo! I think that's sick. With the Demon Hunter having the mana heavy build. More rejuve. More immolation. More Fork Lightning. I like it. And Happy is starting to play the Banshee transition. Takes a long time. The intention being to have Banshees with Master in the endgame to steal the bears. As we are trying to creep up the rest of the map. Item here is gone, but there's still some creeps left. That's going to be level 4 DK if he sticks around, but no. Wants to give solo experience to the Lich, get him closer to 3. Tome of Retraining, no! No more immolation. Sag.
A player's forces are under attack.
Happy only at 50 supply right now. He's trying to play his tech transition to Banshees. He's playing around this tree line here. Being very annoying. At some point, Happy probably will have to TP. He's trying to buy as much time as he can. Takes out only a single archer. Oh, and the Dryad. Never mind. Nice escape by Happy. Archer and Dryad killed. Not actually losing anything in the end. Okay, and now we turtle. Happy's gonna need a lot of time still for these Master Banshees. And I don't think Life knows about them yet. Good experience here once again on the Night Elf side. Naga 3.5, Demon 4.5. Happy has some vision out here with a sentry ward and with a shade, so actually he has a ton of vision. Bears being denied. Okay, so Life definitely knows what's up. He scouted with the archer. He's denying the bears. Oh, the shade runs into the sentry ward. And now taking to mountain giants. Man, this reminds me of an X-Load game. Just sitting in the base, chilling. Alright, we are taking our time here. This might be a time to stretch. Happy's going heavy on upgrades here. Gonna be 3-1 soon. Fiend Banshee, the old classic. I wonder if Life should have just expanded before the Banshee tech was ready. But hard to find the right timing there.
A player's forces are under attack.
Hero doubles here we have 4-3-2 against 4 and 3. But Knight of Heroes quite close to the level ups. Are we just gonna mine out the main base? No, doesn't look like it. Banshee production has started. Oh, we got an Acolyte moving over here. Happy might be trying to expand. Life now also starting his production. We got a Podum third. I like that. Another Orb of Venom. And of course, MGs. Catgas pipe has been sold. Life quickly jumping up to 70 supply. That's what happens when you make 2 MGs and a Podum. Wait, are MGs 6 supply these days or 7? They changed it so many times. I forgot. Mountain Giant. Ah, 7 supply still. Okay. Oh, we got a bear drop over here. Looking for the expo cancel. Oh, the shade. Oh, the shade. Might have seen it. We got the owl scout. Looking ahead. And look at this. Tree of Life in the top left corner. Life pretending to drop the expansion, but this is just a distraction. This is cool play by Life. He's distracting at the Undead Expo. He's expanding top left and getting ready to drop into the main. Very neat. Okay, Happy. How's he gonna respond? He saw it right away. Acolytes being pulled back. But the Haunted here might just be dead instantly. But of course, Happy has a backup. Oh, Banshees threatening the possession. Happy splitting his forces because he knows that he has to protect the expansion as well as the main base. Oh. Here comes the possess. Is there a staff? Yes, there is. Bear saved. Acolytes hurt. They're not dying, though. Acolytes! Alive for so long. There's a possession. One bear has been stolen. One bear already is insanely good for the undead, by the way. Bears, unbelievably strong units. Just one roar and a bit of rejuve. This bear is a huge addition to Happy's army. And the Haunted did not go down. Shade still floating over the map, and now we'll see the Tree of Life. So this one no longer a surprise. Not that many MGs yet. 1-1 upgrades on them. 3-1 on the Fiends. Holy shit, look at that. Plus 13 damage with Howl. And the Aura. In we go. Attack being split here. Also, we have the Bears trying to take out the Acolytes, or in this case, the Haunted Goldmine, wasting some damage there. Demon Hunter staffed out. Staffed in again. One Destroyer is going to go down. Level 4 for the bottom. Cold Arrow now is quite strong, but the DK on Blight also healing for a lot. Mana Burn is good. No mana anymore, but there's a one of Mana Steal. Happy almost has enough for another coil. Demon Hunter very hurt now. Can he get away? Is there a staff? The demon must survive, but he can't. The staff must have been on cooldown, I guess. And that's going to do it. GG is called, and Happy takes the cup. Life the Challenger today having not too much of a chance. To be honest though, some of the games were very close. But Happy victorious 4-0. Happy does it again. Yeah, against Night Elf at the moment, as often, he is looking kind of bulletproof. And that is another W for Happy. How much prize money was this today? Around $500 prize money. Not bad for 1.5 hours. Happy keeps getting the W's. Okay. That is the last live game that we were going to be able to cast today. There's also WSB going on today, but we are not allowed to cast that live. The Korean organizers, unfortunately, do not allow us to do that. I'm going to try to replay cast the VODs tomorrow of the WSB games. But yeah, we can't cast them live. But what we are going to do is we're going to check out the games from the weekend. From Championship Sunday, the lower bracket final and the grand final, Happy versus Lin and Happy versus 40, because those games were crazy. I'm going to go through them one more time. Yeah. I got to go to the bathroom real quick. I'm going to play an ad here, and then we're going to check out those VODs. Be right back. Alrighty. Oh. Okay. Let's remove this one. It's a bit misleading. Yeah, we don't have any more live games to cast today, as I said, because we're not allowed to cast WSB live, unfortunately. Tomorrow, we're going to check out the VODs of WSB to find out what was going on there. And now we're also going to check out some VODs from last Sunday, because those games definitely deserve a second look. Have they been uploaded to the YouTube already? Not yet, right? Wait, which game is this? No, that's the B Cup. Ah, that's the winner bracket final. All right. Then in this case, we're going to check out the Twitch VODs. Sunday. There it is. 44,000 views. I would have expected more than that even. I mean, 44,000 is a lot, but bro, the games were so sick. All right, where does it start? Okay. Alrighty. Here we go. gonna have a bit of background noise
If he's still
on,
not winning this, Happy of course holds himself.
but just very quiet.
Everything but a tournament win is a
Alright, so this was the first map of the lower bracket final, Happy versus Lin. A very, very interesting game. Lin had won the last 3 encounters before this, beating Happy in 3 separate best of 7s. 4-2, 4-2, 4-2. Happy took the 2-1 lead in every single one of those games. But then Lin would get 3 maps in a row. The day before that, so this was the game on Sunday that we're watching right now. The day before that was the grand final.
Successful once yesterday, but we haven't seen Torrent or Witch Doctors or Shaman in a long time.
I'm covering the minimap here.
Both have had an
This-
excessive week.
Okay,
many
yeah.
games.
I'm
Happy
covering
with the most
something.
Games, Lin second most games at 40 was not participating in B Cup. So he was rather relaxed and
Wait.
maybe practicing, coming up with new strategies. But for him it's
Ah,
harder now. He can't
there we
just
go.
target
Okay, I think that's
versus-
better.
versus
What was I saying?
versus
Yeah, right. The day before that, there was the grand final of the B Cup 18, where Lin
with the
claimed his
surprise,
first prize.
is he going for early expo?
And so Happy here starting things off in this best of 7, playing a fast expansion. Quite unusual. On paper, it seems like always this should work. When orcs are playing the fast tech, rushing for Wyvern, then seems like, well, if there's nothing to harass your early game, no units, an expansion should work out pretty easily. The thing though is, in the mid game, you end up losing out on tempo, and the orc can just counter expand. Tiny Great Hall, counter expansion on tier 3, very often will be a very effective way to go. Lin here has 2 options in the early game. Either go for Headhunter Edition here, as he is doing, or just look for the Wyvern. Tier 2 Mass Wyvern, which it seems like he has not been trying to do, which I was surprised by. Happy in this match is going to play quite a bit of expansions, but Lin not playing so many Mass Wyvern games. Can you pay out? Oh yeah. Map 4. Happy 1.
Is the lumber now that should be the time for the haunted gold mine? Lin is tacking. And there it is. And Lin is
So
also
the expansion is coming up
one
now.
item,
Wasn't
just
too much of a
damage
delay.
boosting items. It's been
I remember that game also that they played in one of the previous series, where Happy also played fast expansion on Shattered Exile. But then the Blade Master just completely ignored the undead, was just creeping early game, getting items, claws of attack, circlets getting stronger and stronger, also taking camps away from the undead side, making it harder later on for the DK and Lich to creep, or in that case it was DK and Dreadlord. I wonder if it's a mistake. It might be a mistake by the Blade Master to be aggressive early on. Maybe you can kill a ghoul, maybe you can kill 1 creep from Happy, but that's the most you're gonna get. Maybe he should just be creeping himself. Got the steal there. Ooh. Coil almost killed him. So Lin is going tier 3. He's not playing the Mass Wyvern tier 2 stuff. Rather passive game by Lin so far. He's trying to counter expand with the Tiny Great Hall. It's always a difficult adjustment or assessment to make. How far behind are you going to be in gold? Or more precisely, how far are you going to be behind in supply, especially? When you plant the Tiny Great Hall and you get the TC coming out, if you're going to be greedy, you might be at like 35, 40 supply. 40, I guess. If the undead then comes rushing your way with 60 supply plus, that's normally where you just die. But depending on the early game, quite often the undead himself is taking a long time to fully come online. Blade Master here having an okay game so far. He killed 2 ghouls. He got 2 smaller items. And he is successfully preventing the DK from level 3, so far at least. That's pretty good. Happy also going for the mercenaries here. Having the Shadow Priest for Dispel is very nice against the Hex. If he doesn't get hexed himself, that is.
You also gotta get these levels.
Ankh is a good little safety item, especially against Shadowhunter, especially when we don't have a TP anymore. It's not the best, of course, but when you're ahead already, economically speaking, I think it's pretty nice. Oh, Shadowhunter here. I think I remember this moment. Wait, what happened here? Oh yeah, I think Happy made a mistake here, right? I think the Shadow Priest here should be running after the DK to dispel the Hex, and then he can kill the Shadow. Shadow Priest is in the back. Oh, but you see, Shadow Priest now, he's targeting the units up here. Not ready to dispel the Hex. So the DK gets hexed. Oh, and the Shadow Priest isn't here. I think Happy here misses out on a kill opportunity.
Exactly what he needed, but he didn't go for a potion. He does now, trying to bait the coil. Maybe DK is diving deep.
Scary moment for Lin. And Happy is really looking confident here. Shadow Priest did end up dying. Blade Master and Wyvern, pretty good damage. Lin would love to kill this Berserker as well. That's Happy's best unit right now, and best unit for a while. Because Happy's tech indeed is pretty late. Orc, tier 3 done already. Happy only halfway to tier 2.
Yesterday, Lin, when he was down maps, went for Acolytes. And you have to expect
Can you turn down Neo even more? I feel like he's very quiet already. I think it's good to have a little bit of background noise so it's not just completely quiet. DK here has not much to fear at the moment. He's level 3, he's pretty strong. Orc army is still rather small. 30 supply only on Lin right now. He has enough money to go for a tiny. I guess he's going to go for it now.
He's going to accelerate like crazy. And he bought a Berserker, by the way, as anti-air next to the towers. He's distracting with the DK.
Is this a new cup or a replay? Yeah, this is the VOD from the weekend.
That was to be expected.
Lower bracket final.
We don't have a double barracks, by the way. It's only Rex and Beastery. Happy can still force a lot of destruction. The Blade Master is clearly underleveled. The Shadow Hunter is clearly underleveled.
Got the TC third. Yeah, Lin only had 35 supply. He lost some units here in the tier 2 stage. But Happy still, before Happy's tier 3, he's not that scary yet. So there's still time for Lin. But I think here Happy makes a crucially terrific play. He can't really kill the Orc army right now, and there's no need to do it either, but he can harass the economy. He's bringing the DK with coils, he's bringing the skellies, he's taking out the peons, and he is getting further and further ahead on gold. Berserker probably going to go down, but every bit of gold that Lin doesn't get here is worth a lot. And not only does this force Lin back and slow down his mining on the gold mine, also it slows down his creeping by a lot. Normally, it's the high-level Orc heroes that end up overpowering the undead in the ultra late game.
This also means like basically no fiends, right? That could render the TC useless. There is a lot of mind games going on between the two.
And Happy is making gargoyles here. That's a bit surprising. I would have loved for him here to buy one of negation as well. I think that's what he neglected to do here. Despite lots of gold. This triple hero for Orc, as we know, has huge potential, can be absolutely amazing in the late game, but they do need levels. Right now, levels very weak. 2-2-1 only. And here goes Happy again. He's not tier 3 yet, no triple hero, no orb, no frenzy ghouls. He's not really strong in a straight up fight, but he can harass these peons again and again. And especially on this map, that works super well. The Orc expansion is so close to the center, easily attackable always. Maybe Lin should have made a burrow here. That would have been the easiest fix, right? Just make one burrow so you have a place to hide those peons inside. And he's really suffering from this harass. Trying to make a burrow now, but looks like it's a bit too late. Burrow cancelled. And still no level 3s for Lin. But he's close at least. Happy upgrading ghouls. Second attack upgrade already. Lots of ghouls will be joining. 20 supply lead on Happy. Third hero about to be added. Levels outside the DK looking rather weak for Happy, but the ghouls are supposed to carry.
Is not a typical undead expansion map. Maybe for someone like Labyrinth with a Dreadnought. Super close to 3. Lynn needs a little bit more time.
Lynn could have won this. You mean this series, right? Not this map. I think this map, there's nothing Lynn can do anymore. I think he was probably over-aggressive with the Blade Master early on, and Happy just played too good of a disruptive harass game.
No black arrow.
In this game, Lynn is extremely far behind, but I think you're talking about the series. Yeah, the series was so damn close to it. We're gonna see later what happened. I'm excited to see it a second time.
Little harder than you would expect. 20 food lead, the big undead production with the expansion running for so long. Wyvern takes
Here is the Frenzy Ghoul timing, even slightly before Frenzy is finished. Only now did it finish, and now they're starting to do a lot of damage. Stomp really good against the ghouls, but you can see here the levels just aren't that sensational yet. No level 2 Stomp. Good speed throw on the TC. He gets away. Lots of rings, by the way, also on Lynn. Not that much damage. Also, no level 2 crit yet. You see, Lynn is lacking damage. He's getting some ghouls, sure, but he can't really contest. He can't really threaten the undead heroes. Lynn's army now has basically vanished.
side of the map with mass ghoul play. This is only
And so,
Lynn didn't go for Wyvern.
that's it for the expo. And I think that's it for map 1, right? Does anything else happen here? I don't think so. Happy with the surprise fast expansion play that Lynn perhaps played too aggressively against. I much more prefer the passive Blade Master, stack up on items, get strong, get levels where you can. Yeah, Expo's down and now Happy is just insanely far ahead. I think Happy here is taking his time. We're skipping ahead a bit.
EWL Grand Final versus 120 comes to mind.
Lynn still has some chances. If his heroes get completely out of control, there might be a way even to win 1 base versus 2, although it's very unlikely. But if perhaps he can get like 5-4-3 this game, there might be a chance. Blade Master items here also not that good. No claws, no gloves. And Happy just has so much money that he can play with. Very heavily upgraded ghouls. 3-1.
But Happy seems to be over out of map 1 soon.
Happy hitting the main base. Burrows made of paper, easily going down. And at this point, Happy can just A-click. So many ghouls. Such strong upgrades. And that first map goes to Happy. But as we remember, also the last encounters, Happy had a very strong start into the series. He took the 2-1 lead every single time, but then Lynn would come back strong. Here's map 2. This was the shortest map of the series. I was quite surprised to see Happy here trying to expand again. But the Blade Master, I think here it's much more valid to play aggressive Blade Master harass, because this camp is a lot harder than on Autumn Leaves. On Autumn Leaves, even if the Blade Master harasses, you can't stop the expansion, but here, you can. So the Blade stops the Expo, chasing after a ghoul here. This game doesn't go long, there's not much happening, so I'm just going to skip ahead a bit, because the end here was kind of funny. Comes down to the creep right now. And I think the DK is going to die here. Right? He's taking a lot of damage from the Blade Master. And Windwalk in a moment. Oh! Kills him! And he gets away. 11 HP. LOL. And that is game. 4 minutes. All that hard work from map 1 washed away with a quick equalizer. Alright, so that's the first 2 maps. Done rather quickly. So what are we gonna get on map 3? Oh, I remember. This is Blade Master Fast Tech again by Lynn. He's gonna look for, I think, Wyvern again. This is where I was really blown away by Happy's play. This is, I think, one of the best performances we've seen all year. So let's take a look. What's Happy doing here? Blade Master is coming for the early game harass. Again, he's looking for the expansion, but sees nothing there for Happy. Of course, if you're the undead here, you really want to make sure that you don't Give too much experience to the Blade Master. Ideally, you want to give no creep steals to the Blade, and also no ghoul kills to the Blade. That would be ideal. And Happy this time, by the way, he rarely does this, I think. Happy's investing more early into Dust of Appearance. He wants to have it ready instantly at the first camp. It's kind of expensive in the early game. 75 gold is noticeable. And so with good dust play, good coil play, Happy gives away 0 last hit steals. No ghouls were killed. No ghouls are seriously hurt. Only a single skelly, or I guess 2 skellies, the Blade was able to get. Really clean play so far by Happy. In plenty of the other series that the two were playing against each other, Happy was losing a good number of ghouls early on, which, if you're playing perfectly, should not happen ever against a Blade Master solo. Of course, easily said, hard to pull off. So DK gets a fast level 2 here. Ring of Protection, not exactly the item that he wants. What Happy wants is mana for any hero and damage for the Lich. And I guess auras are also pretty nice. Blade Master here got very fired by the creeps. I wonder if that was perhaps a small mistake, waking up the creeps like that. And Happy, he bought a second Dust of Appearance. So Happy invests 150 gold from these items in the early game because he really wants to make sure the Blade Master gets as little experience as possible, even if it comes at a price in gold. 1 ghoul hurt. Blade looking for the possible execution, but the DK chasing after the ghoul, making sure there's no kill threat, and not even the coil necessary. Happy with outstanding movement. He has gotten full experience now from all the camps. He has gotten all the items, and he has not lost any ghouls. This is a outstanding early game by Happy. Lin is rushing tier 3 with Wyvern again. Almost gets the steal here. Just a millisecond too late with that backstab. Lin needs some items. Blade Master right now only has the double circlet, but there he goes. He doesn't get the creep blasted, but he gets the item. And those clouds of attack make a big difference. Instead of going to the Lich, they have now exchanged hands and are on the Orc side. Happy still did a great job getting all the experience here. Level 2.8, so close to level 3. And Lin is going to be struggling with levels on the Blade Master. There's some room being made behind the gold mine to get the ziggurat for the tower. That's also very nice. Happy, you could say he may have made a single mistake this game. It's giving the claws away. But that is like, it's about who clicks there first. Perhaps even who's got the better ping. It's hard to even call that a mistake. That's just kind of a bit of luck, I would say. Then trying to creep the Sasquatch here with the Hex, but the damn High Priest is healing, so it's not working.
I don't think I've ever seen this. At some point you'll run out of mana. Oh, Hex here as well.
And where's Happy? He's not level 3 yet. Almost every undead right now would be creeping level 3 on his side of the map and then thinking about getting aggressive, but it's no secret nowadays that orcs always go for this Hex creep early on tier 2, and Happy, feeling so confident, knowing the game so well, he knows a level 1 DK already can be good enough to mess with the creep and maybe steal the last hit, which would be big. But not just that, he's also, at the same time as he's harassing, creeping with the ghouls over here at the Merc camp, looking to get the level 3 at the same time while harassing. And indeed, he gets it. He was just missing 1 creep because of the outstanding early game where he didn't give away a single last hit. That's how now he got the creep so quickly. He's got the Lich coming. He's got ghouls. Gargs on the way. And Happy has been playing an outstanding game here. He leveled really well. He got some decent items. He took 0 damage. No ghouls going down. Nothing. And he allowed the Blade Master to creep nothing. And now he's also allowing the Shadowhunter to creep nothing. Just with the DK, with good creeping on the ghouls on the side. DK now is falling back, as the ghouls were creeping still the rest of the Merc camp. If the ghouls creep the Merc camp solo like this, it can be dangerous if a Blade Master shows up for harass. Look how hurt all the ghouls are. But Happy knew where the blade was, so he knew the ghouls were safe. They finished the camp. He got the item. Only a parry up. Not a good item. He sells it. And now he's got the Lich. Only now, 7 minutes into the game, Lin could creep the first camp. And he's still double level 1 only. And I mentioned this a couple of times already. The key for Orc to win with Blade Master is to have stronger heroes, stronger levels and items in the ultra late game. And from here on out, as Happy is finally getting his army together, you will see how Happy is doing everything to prevent Orc creeping and leveling as much as he can. Right now, a bit of a weak timing for Happy. He was waiting for tier 3. He's waiting for Frenzy, Orb. He's got the Orb already. Lost one ghoul, by the way. A moment ago, he lost the first ghoul of the game to a Hex. But Happy is always looking to re-engage. Looking for power spikes. And he knows he's got a level 3 hero right now. Orc heroes, double level 1 only. Blade Master, good items, but weak levels. And what's Happy doing? He's looking for the Orc again. He knows Lin must be creeping there somewhere. He just lost the ghoul. So he's looking for the Creep Jack. Looking for the Blade Master kill as well. This gets really close. Speed scroll to get away. Blade is barely saved. The double circlet there, responsible for saving him. And Happy takes the rest of the camp. And again, trying not to let Lin creep anything. Trying to force him to stay low level as much as possible. Blade finally got level 2 after the little green camp. The green camp was allowed to creep. Very lucky here with the slippers. So the Blade Master was able to get 2 items from the map so far, and he was able to get slippers and claws. Best 2 items possible. Plus, of course, the double circlet that he purchased. So this Blade Master has huge potential still if he can finally get those levels. But currently still only level 2. Lin, this is the first... No, wait, this is the second camp. Only one of 2 camps so far that he was able to creep for free. But Happy, in exchange, he's letting Lin creep this, but he's getting the better camp. He got the middle camp with more experience and with the Robe of the Magi, the better item. Lin here, his item is Ring of Protection, Ring of Regen. That's okay, but not amazing. Now, look where Happy is and where his eyes are. He's got a ghoul, bottom left, looking for the expansion. He got his army on the enemy side of the map. He's feeling stronger. He's got the triple hero. Lin doesn't have it yet, if he ever will. He's got the better levels. And he doesn't want the Orc to freely power up, creep up, and get stronger. And whenever Happy's bullying Lin away, he's looking for the time to get in one small green camp, creep camp, like here. Get a little bit stronger, maybe. Find a decent item, maybe. But he's not going to the red camp. He's not going to the shop. He's not going to the lab or to his expansion trying to creep. No, he is again hounding Lin. He's chasing after him all the time. Happy, by the way, also got Sentry Wards. Sentry Wards, amazing for a playstyle like this. To have vision on the map, to know where you have to go to stop the Orcs creeping. We are 10 minutes into the game, and Lin has basically crept 2 camps. And again, Happy is bullying him away. Lin is very good at playing patient, avoiding fights, and looking for his late game power spike. You can see he's going for a Barracks here and a TC. So he wants to pivot away from Wyvern into Berserkers. This is a very good strategy, because while the Alchemist is very good against Wyvern at mass air, Alchemist is very bad against Berserkers. But if Happy can play from ahead, he can still beat Berserkers in the late game. And again, he bullied Lin away from this camp, and he gets the item, and he waits no time. Uses Coil Nova, and he keeps going. Keeps going, giving Lin 0 breathing room. One ghoul is going to go down here. And Lin might have a perfect escape. Yeah, actually saving those 2 units, that was well done. It cost him a speed scroll again, but he lost no units right there. Taking out a ghoul, and now Happy can easily take the lab. But if I remember right, he's still not going to take things slow. He's still going to not let Lin breathe at all. DK gets level 4 here. Also very good to have the mobility now on everybody. And Lin is moving out. He's trying to just finally be left alone and creep a camp. He's trying to go for the red camp now to get big experience. And there, right there, is a sentry board. Where Happy anticipated this movement. But Lin actually changing his mind, not going to the red. He's going to the lab. And Happy is looking for the backstab. No level 3 heroes still on the Orc side. Quick reaction though. Flying the Wyvern away. Trying to not get Coil Nova'd on the bats especially. One item picked up by Lin. It was the Talisman of Evasion, not that great. Loses a Wyvern here as well. But Happy not creeping the rest of the camp. I guess he feels like with the item gone, there's not so much value in it. And Lin, he just wants to be left alone, man. Lin just wants to be left the hell alone. But Happy is not giving him that favor, doing him that favor. Happy making a second crypt as well. To be always able to produce quickly. Gold-wise, we're still very even, by the way. Happy, perhaps a bit unlucky, not finding many damage items. But the rings can also help in keeping your heroes alive, especially good on the Alchemist. Alchemist now equipped with Ring and Invuln. And I guess he's going to get level 3 here. Again, bullying Lin away from this part of the map. And then once he's gone, he's going to creep the camp while he has the time. And then probably going to go for the hunt instantly again. The sentry wards definitely were a big help here for Happy. This sentry on the left especially, super, super valuable.
And he's contested again. Wonderful. Great play by Happy.
Yeah, Neo saying it as well. Great play by Happy. Like, this is the most effective I may have ever seen anybody play map control. Map control is the concept where you are stronger on the map at that point in time, and with your strength, you can bully the opponent. If you're going somewhere where the opponent is, the opponent has to leave. If you're behind in Warcraft, you like to be left alone, you just creep up, and that way you get stronger. But if you're stronger, very often you want to apply pressure and force the opponent to keep running, not level, not get stronger, while you sneak in creep camps while you can. And Happy has been doing this so insanely well this game. We are 14 minutes in the game. Enlin has barely crept anything. Now there's a shade as well, giving Happy even more vision.
He has perfect vision. He knows exactly what to do.
But Lin is starting to feel a bit stronger as well. He may not have the best levels, but he's got a really good army now. Kodo, Berserkers, Wyvern, and Bats. He's got 1-1 upgrades already, and Lin has pushed into upkeep. This is also an interesting point in the game, so Happy played an insanely good game so far. This was early game and mid game. That part is now over, basically. Now we're into the late game. Happy played a flawless early game, taking no damage, good leveling. Then he, throughout the entire mid game, ensured that there was basically no creeping on the Orc heroes. These Orc heroes are way behind tempo, way weaker than normal when not a madman like Happy is playing against them. But as we see, Happy doesn't have a gigantic lead. He's got stronger heroes, that's the main thing. But he doesn't have an expansion. He doesn't have a big supply lead. But he has a goal lead, I guess. But that's because he hasn't spent yet on upkeep. Happy has been investing in upgrades. So Gargs with lots of armor upgrades. Gargs and Destroyers, hard to take out now by bad riders. Excellent game so far by Happy, but how is he going to ensure to win this game after this great start? Happy's finally going to give the red camp to the opponent. Big camp here for Lin, big level ups, big item. Happy's going to use this time to creep the natural, and that must mean expansion. There wasn't even an item, I think, there anymore. So he's opening up the natural to get the expo rolling. He's trying to use the strength of his heroes to ensure the expo finishes. He's going to have 4 3-3 heroes here in just a moment against the Orcs 3-3 and 2. Orc heroes are the better heroes, but Happy has the higher levels. And I guess also more items in this case. Lots of armor, especially from the different items he found. Happy was banking for a while. Now with the expo coming up, Happy is looking to go on the offensive for real. He was happy with just bullying Lin away from camps and making sure the Orc heroes weren't getting too strong too fast. But now with the expo coming up, he's looking for a brawl. And he's looking to trade out units and then with the expo lead, be able to build back better and faster. Yola Crestfallen with the 5 gifties. Thank you very much. Ghouls avoiding the TC as they should. The ghouls have no upgrades here, so they don't have too great of a time. Oh no, they have 1 attack upgrade actually. 1 attack upgrade on ghouls, 3 armor upgrades on the Gargs. That's a weird thing when playing Gargs and ghouls. They don't really share upgrade types. But Happy's his heroes here are carrying him right now. 4-3-3, really good levels. Normally Alchemist does very poorly against Berserkers, but here he's doing well because Happy's hitting a nice timing. He went into 60 supply. Between 60 and 70 supply normally is the undead sweet spot, where you can target fire really well, especially when you have good heroes, but the armies aren't that big yet, where things start getting awkward with the Orb of Corruption focus fire. So Happy wins this fight. That's huge. Even a wash here would have been good for Happy, if it would have been an even exchange. But Happy wins that fight thanks to the stronger heroes. He had 1 or 2 heal scrolls as well, I think. Used a lot of mana, as you can see. Lich now dry, DK dry. Alk doesn't have much left. And now we got the expansion up. And Happy, I feel like he has to be ahead now in some way. Either with the expansion or with a bigger army. Because Lin, he is going to have the better army in the ultimate late game. Blade Master, Shadowhunter, and TC, plus Berserkers, these outperform the Undead army, especially with Alchemist, heavily. If there's a Dark Ranger here for the Undead, it's a different story. Dark Ranger really good against Berserkers. But this is a huge tactical advantage that Orcs have. You can start with Berserkers and bait out the Alchemist. And once you see Alchemist, then you can pivot into Berserkers and then outscale the Undead opponent. However, doing that strategic switch of units takes a long time, a lot of investment. As you see, Lin was dodging all fights. You have to be very disciplined, not take fights, not fall too far behind. This means that if the Undead plays well, he can dominate the map like we saw Happy doing here and get ahead on levels. Get the hero edge. And then you have to... what's the word? Leverage. You have to leverage that edge on the heroes into something else. And Happy did that by expanding. And now he has the hero level lead still. He's got the expansion lead. He may have the weaker army, but he is working with these other advantages to now bring home the game. Lin has to break the expansion. He can't afford a tiny Great Hall counter expo. He's a bit too broke. He's not strong enough right now to justify this. And with the TC still dead, it is looking pretty impossible right now. Alchemist already level 4. Pretty wild. Very rare to see an Alchemist on level 4. Happy just a dominant game. When I saw that map, I was like, oh man, Happy must be winning this grand final. But Lin will come back stronger from this map. Yeah, and now it's over. Lin is down to 37 supply. Even if he had level 5 Blade Master, it might not be enough this game. But look at the Blade. We are in the ultra late game. And the Blade Master isn't even level 4 yet. And it all comes back to the early game and mid game. Happy gave the Blade 0 steals. He gave Lin 0 opportunity in the mid game to creep anything. Happy controlled this game from start to finish. Absolutely amazing play by the Russian right here. Yeah, and now the game's over. Happy's too far ahead. Working with the ghouls, working with the expansion. He just has to make sure he doesn't get surprised by an expo. Even denies the TC here. Millions of ghouls. And that game is incredibly strong play by Happy. The understanding of the matchup, the scouting, the positioning, the diligence to always go for what's most effective. Super, super well done. And then, on the next map, comes the big surprise. Happy is trying with a fast expansion again. This is the third time, I guess, this series, and he's doing a Dreadlord play. Dreadlord. Very interesting, very unusual. And Lin this time, he is not harassing right away, especially against a Dreadlord with sleep. There's very little you can do to harass. Instead, he was creeping with a grunt. Creeping the center shop. Getting level 2 right away, getting the circlet, getting also sentry wards for scouting. Oh, good reveal. Stops the steal. Dreadlord, of course, very rarely seen. Normally seems non-viable in almost every matchup. Dreadlord is a very, very weird hero. He can be kind of good on level 1 and 2 to go for sleep surrounds with a lot of ghouls. Then the mid game, he seems to be completely worthless on level 3 and 4. But if you get to level 5, all of a sudden he gets super strong with that Carrion Swarm, damage, plus mana potions. And if you get to level 6, he might be the strongest hero in the game. Absolutely bananas ultimate. So the power spike for the Dreadlord is all over the place. But you are banking on the ultra late game. There are lots of opportunities to punish the Dreadlord while he is still weak. And I think we can skip through this replay a lot because this is not going to be close. Lin is playing the right style here. He's going Radar Walker. He knows the undead tier 3 is going to be very late because of fast expansion. That means no destroyers for a very long time. That means that Spirit Link is going to be really good. Especially Walker magic damage also against ghouls, because ghouls is the army you play with Dreadlord. And yeah, the TC here works out really well. If you can justify a TC and play greedy and get higher levels, if you don't, basically, if you can play TC without dying or even without falling behind, you want to play TC second, if you can. And then go tier 3, and then go triple hero, and then get healing from the Shadow Hunter. Also, Radar Walker gives you a ton of map control. I talked about map control earlier. Map control, again, the concept of who is stronger on the map at the moment and who can control the map because of that strength and control the opponent's movement. That's map control. Lin right now has full map control. He's got Raiders, he's got Dual Hero, he's got a strong Blade Master, and he's got Spirit Walkers. Wherever Lin goes, Happy has to leave. Right now, Lin isn't trying to fight yet. He's trying to creep up more on the TC. He's doing that well. He's counter-expanding. Again, Happy can do nothing about this counter-expo because he's got no map control. If Happy walks out anywhere on the map, he's going to get bullied and he's going to get punished. Especially with the Blade Master checking his movements. And because he has no TP anymore. That was sold. Yeah, this was definitely the most experimental game by Happy. And as you can see, I'm skipping ahead quite a bit because it really isn't going to be close in the end. Basically, whenever you're playing Dreadlord, you're hoping, you're begging that you get level 5. If you don't get level 5, you're going to have no chance later on. Very passive opening here by Happy, playing the expansion, playing back, being very cautious. That gives, of course, the Orc the easy opportunity to counter-expand. This is looking all about late game. And if the Dreadlord gets level 5, and if the Dreadlord gets level 6, then there might be a way. But right now, Lin is trading so favorably. He's killing so many units. Again, Spirit Link, End Snare, and also Heal Scrolls that he can get from the shop so good. He loses the Blade Master here. That's the only reason why Happy might have a chance still, but it's honestly not enough. We see Happy is down to 24 supply only. He doesn't have a second hero yet. He doesn't have the tech on the way. This strat is insanely backloaded. Instead of being front-loaded and being good at the start of the game, it is garbage at the start of the game. If you get tier 3, triple hero, Frenzy Ghouls, Destroyers, Dreadlord 5, all of a sudden the strat gets super good, but it's so weak right now and for the next few units. And Lin is punishing it heavily. With TC level 3, with strong Stomp, especially against Ghouls, with Radar Walker and Heal Scrolls, TC and Lin is absolutely dominating so far. And Lin knows as long as there's no tier 3, he has free reign to completely demolish Happy in every engagement. Also, he's forcing Happy back, slowing down his creeping. Happy now finally has a DK, and he's got a statue. So he's got some upgrades here, but he has no chance in this fight. Trying to sleep the TC, but woken up. Stomp is again huge. And just look at that heal scroll. I think he's going to use it in a moment. Ooh, look at that heal scroll value, dude! And the ghouls just dying one by one. It is a feast for the Orc heroes. He's going to have double level 4 already! 12 minutes into the game. Last map, Blade Master didn't get level 4 the entire game, right? I think the game ended with level 3 Blade Master. Way different game. And I think there's not too much to analyze about this game. I think the simple analysis here is that Dreadlord is just garbage. Garbage against good players. If Lin was a bad Orc, he might just be creeping passively. He might just be giving space to the Dreadlord. Dreadlord is level 4 quickly. Maybe he can harass the peons, get more kills, get level 5. All of a sudden, different story. But Lin knows when he has to apply pressure. He's doing this extremely well. And it gets kind of fun with the army composition by Lin in the end. He's making Witch Doctors with heal wards. He's going to make Torrents later. But this game has been long over. Long over. At this point, the only hope for Happy is to get level 6 Dreadlord. And hope that the Infernal can save him. But even then, I'm not sure that it would work, because you would be fighting against like 6/5/5 heroes on the other side or something like that. Yeah, this game... Honestly, this game could have just been skipped in this analysis. The analysis is just... Dreadlord is shit if the Orc is good. Cool army, though. We got Torrents, we got Walkers. We got another tiny Great Hall. We got a perfect Orc army, basically. And Happy is way underleveled. 4-2-1, way too low. And that game goes to Lin and ties up the series. Is this a rewatch? Yes. As the title is saying, this is the VOD analysis from the weekend. Alright, the next map was Hammerfall. This one was quite interesting. Late Master here stole the item again. Every item like that can matter a lot. And all of a sudden, we see some ghouls also going down. That's something that hasn't happened to Happy when he was playing an absolutely perfect, flawless game, like on Springtime. I'm trying to remember what happens in this game again.
Interesting. He used the reveal even though he saw the mana. Better safe than sorry, I guess. Scroll of the Beast. There will not be this spell on Lin's.
That was the Banshee game, right? I think Happy went heavily into Banshees here.
A big effect in the late game. Otherwise, it's a nice little budget.
This was a long game as well. General rule of thumb is, the longer the game goes, the higher level that we are, the more money and tech that we have, the better it is for Orc, normally. If we're going super late, that is. Of course, also Tier 2 versus Tier 2 is very bad for Undead. But Undead has a very specific power spike, I think, in this matchup. That is, once you reach Tier 3, and then for a couple of minutes after.
This is the map where you can clearly see Happy's learnings from their matches throughout the week. Every move by Lin.
Late Master here again didn't get too much experience, but he got some items already. Lin is definitely hoping not to have as painful of a creep game as on Springtime. I remember now. Happy played a similar game to Springtime here, but not quite as insane, not quite as dominant.
Yeah, this is the craziest week. Like, the matches we had, the density of 5-star matches we had, unreal.
I would still like to see Happy and other Undeads try to play a mix of Ghouls and Fiends. I feel like that's... Ghouls, Fiends, Dark Ranger. I think that is the most counter-proof for Orc. Or against Orc, I should say. Because the big question here is always, who's going to have the better army in the endgame? Most of these maps go a long time. You have time to build army. Lin also, has to be said, is really good at delaying the game, avoiding fights, making sure he doesn't fall too far behind, making sure he doesn't suffer too many losses, playing very well with speed scroll, and so on. And Orc has the opportunity to try to out-tech the Undead. Is that the right way of saying it? Not exactly. We kind of saw it in the last map. What Orc loves to do is force the Undead into a certain army and hero composition, and then counter it by tech switching into something else. So, we saw that before, where Lin was playing Wyvern, and then Happy responds with an Alchemist. Alchemist, Gargs, good against Wyvern, seemingly the best strat. But when the Alchemist is shown, then Orc can pivot into Berserkers. And I think this is what's going to be happening this game as well, but this time it's going to work out a bit better for Lin. And that's the problem for Undead. If you play Alchemist, you're going to be very bad against Berserkers. But if you play Dark Ranger, you normally are pretty bad against Wyvern. So that's the conundrum here for Undead. However, if you play Dark Ranger and Fiends and Ghouls, I feel like that might be the best middle ground for Undead to take. The problem is, if you play only Fiends and no Ghouls, then normally Undead ends up losing to Berserkers. Of course, Happy and Lin had a lot of experience against each other in the previous week. They played lots of games against one another in the B Cup, in the Don't Force Me Cup. Happy here, very quick. Great reactions, didn't even lose a Ghoul, takes out a Wyvern, upgrading the tower in the back of the base. That was something that Happy neglected to do for quite a while. Getting the tower in the back of the base. I think in this entire series didn't have much opportunity to get many Acolyte kills. Especially when you're playing on a lower level. Every ladder Undead out there will know, I certainly know. This Acolyte harass from the Wyvern can be so annoying, can be so hard to keep track of. But Happy, of course, an incredible master of this game. Like I said, in my opinion, the GOAT almost never gave Lin an opportunity to abuse that possibility. Alright, here we see the Alchemist. Lin saw the Alchemist, so I imagine right now Lin is already thinking, okay, if I can make sure to level up a little bit, strengthen my heroes, not fall too far behind, I would love at some point to switch out of Wyvern into Berserkers. That's the point I made earlier. You can try to beat the Undead by tech switching as Orc. Of course, it takes a lot of good play as well, and a lot of knowledge and great execution, but it is a pretty simple fact. Alchemist is good against Wyvern and is garbage against Berserkers. Of course, the previous, or the third map, Happy was still able to beat the Berserkers, even with Alchemist, but that's because he was really far ahead. He had insane levels, insane early game, and I was able to break that Berserker army with Alchemist, but that's not the norm. That is not usually what is to be expected. TC third for Lin coming quite late, by the way, at the 10-minute mark. And now he's making the barracks. You can see, Lin is getting ready again to pivot out of Wyvern, getting ready for Berserkers. But it takes a long time to get there. Lin is banking on the late game. He is being very patient here. He knows there's no way he's going to win this game before the, I don't know, 18-minute mark or something. But banking on late game makes sense for Orc in this matchup, because high levels, strong heroes, definitely favors the Orc in most cases. I think there's some exceptions. If there's a Cryptlord, for example, in the Undead army, or maybe a Dreadlord third, Cryptlord third, Dreadlord third, there might be a case where Undead hero levels, or Undead hero strength is higher than Orc in the late game, on equal terms. But Dark Ranger and Alchemist normally cannot keep up with the extremely strong Orc triple hero.
Lin has little to creep outside the red, right? The big troll is gone here. This is just XP. Shopwise, Wand of the Wind, great. And Invo Potion.
So you can see Lin is getting more than on Springtime. He's creeping a few camps here. He's creeping a few camps there. Happy is not able to dominate the mid game quite as much. And this is the big difference between those two maps. Lin is going to get another creep camp right here. Almost getting the double level 3. Happy got DK4, but not level 3 on the other two heroes. But Lin still, what's he doing? He's buying time. He's avoiding fights, using speed scrolls, being very patient. His time to shine is the late game, the ultra late game. He doesn't have level 3s yet. He doesn't have Orb of Lightning yet. He would like to just be left alone. Lin would love to play a little bit of PvE. And, again, bank on the late game. Happy now going for Banshees. This also is an adjustment from the game on Springtime. I feel like Happy has not yet quite figured out the perfect way to play Banshees in this matchup. I feel like a handful of Banshees are good, or Fiend Banshee together, especially, really good against Wyvern. But we're not really going to be facing a Wyvern army at some point. It's going to be a Berserker army. Happy going for a similar attempt again as on Springtime. He's trying to expand once more here at around 50 supply. Then probably going to go into upkeep to ensure he has the army strength necessary to hold the expansion. Indeed, Lin getting the levels here. The bare minimum levels necessary to compete in the late game. 3-3-2. Late Master can normally be pretty good at spotting undead expansions and cancelling them by himself. On Springtime, this did not work out, but I guess Hammerfall is a little bit more compact, a little bit easier to scout, and this time, I think Lin is going to be able to cancel the Expo with the Blade Master, which bought him a lot of time. You can see undead expansion is about 70% done. So this is going to end up costing Happy a lot of gold that he wasn't able to harvest earlier. Doesn't quite get the Acolyte, but he is going to get that Haunted Goldmine. Blade Master here indeed has really good damage, great items. Happy though, catches the TC. That was a huge pick as well. Wand of the Wind for an easy surround. But the bigger pickoff is from Lin, probably. With the Blade Master on the other side of the map, he indeed cancelled the Expo. But especially now with the Necro standing there now, shouldn't be too hard for Happy to expand again and have it finished this time. But the lost mining here might be close to 2 minutes lost of lost mining time. That's a big deal. There's again lots of time being bought for Lin. And now Lin with a bit of a difficult choice. He knows Happy is strong right now. Happy pushed into upkeep to ensure the expansion finishes. This time it will finish. But Happy has his own concerns. He knows he's facing a Berserker army now. He's scouting with Shades, of course, the whole time. And Happy does not have a Dark Ranger. Does not have Impale. Happy doesn't have the best heroes against Berserkers. Ghouls can be good against Berserkers for sure. However, that's where the TC comes into play. TC with the Stomp. Right now, though, TC is only level 2. But the higher the hero levels get for the Orc, the worse it's going to get for Happy. And now a big fight is brewing. 70 supply for Happy, 64 for Lin. Oh, that's such a huge moment in the game, by the way. If Happy wins this fight decisively, Lin can never counter-expand, and Lin is going to lose. If Lin wins the fight, he can take out the expansion, or maybe even, if it's a very even fight, and Lin can counter-expand, Lin is probably favored here. Hugely tense moment in this fight here. Statue taken out right away is a good sign. In come the bats. 1, 2, 3, and Gargs are almost all gone. Stomp looking good, and it's only a level 1 Stomp so far. That one is going to get stronger. He'd scroll on the Shadow Hunter, keeping the Wyvern alive for a little bit longer, and you can see how the Ghoul army is starting to fall. We have Banshees with curses, but curse not exactly applied everywhere, and except for the curse, the Banshees aren't doing much. And where's the Ghoul army gone? Where is it gone? Orc army also has dwindled significantly, but the Orc army is good just with heroes. And some heal waves. Ghoul still chasing, looking for more kills. I wonder if Happy shouldn't have invested more in Ghoul upgrades. The Ghoul upgrades are pretty weak this game. 1-0 only against 1-1 on the Orc side. And Lin's getting a lot of kills here. Look how the supply has swung around all of a sudden. And this fight is going to be a wash. And that's great for Lin. He took out a lot of army on the enemy side. He got better levels again. And this fight is indeed a very, very close affair. Both are going to try to rebuild. Difficult position now also for Lin. He doesn't know exactly how much army is already coming out for Happy. He doesn't know how much money Happy has, how much mana he can recover quickly, maybe with mana potions. Lin can try to go for a tiny Great Hall here, but it might be a bit risky. We see all the numbers. It's easy for us to see. All right, Happy has basically no mana. He can't pump into upkeep too fast. So Lin has the time we can see for a tiny. But for Lin to know this is a lot harder. Now to go for a tiny at only 40 supply can feel quite risky. But he's being backed up now by strong heroes. Oh, we got the double shade as well. Blocking the positioning of the tiny. So Lin is going to go up to the other gold mine. This again takes him a little bit of time. If the shades could block that again, that would be amazing. But I think they don't quite get there. So Happy knows he's facing an enemy tiny Great Hall. And this is where things get difficult now for Happy. He's at 50 supply. He doesn't have that much gold. He cannot go for a big 70 push in just 1 or 2 minutes like we saw before. Happy feels like he has to take things slow now, and that is the worst thing that the Undead can be in a position in against Tier 3 Orc. You want to be the aggressor, you want to be the one trying to finish the game, do overwhelming amounts of damage. If you want to take things slow, that is the worst. Especially on big maps where the Orc can keep creeping. This is a small map though, Orc levels still aren't that crazy, but items are good, levels are okay, and the tech is now really favoring the Orc. We have a Berserker army against an Alchemist, and that's not good. That is bad news for Happy. Could he... How could Happy beat this army? I think from now on it gets very hard. Well, Dark Ranger, of course, is the best solution here to get the skellies. But if you don't have a Dark Ranger, I think like a year ago, he tried to go like A-bombs. But A-bombs very hard to make work against Kodos as well. I think Happy's in a very tough spot. Despite having the expansion here, Lin has the Expo finishing. He got late game on his side. He's got the better tech already. And Happy's going to try what almost seems like a Hail Mary. He's going to try Banshees. Right now there's a bit of a lull in the action. They're both just going to camp. We're going to skip ahead a little bit. They're just camping and waiting. Happy's banking up a lot of gold. All of a sudden he got to 1300. Now he's pumping out Ghouls and Banshees. Banshees with Master Training, of course, their big strength is being able to possess units. But possessing Berserkers, very hard, because they have to get into range where they get fired upon. Also, there's Hex, there's Stomp, there's Ensnare, there's Target Fire. Out of all the matchups, possessing against Orc is one of the hardest, with Orc having so many answers. Also, of course, nowadays Taurens cannot be possessed anymore, because they have resistance skin. If Lin throws in a few Walkers and Taurens into this army, this is the perfect army. Walker, Tauren, Berserker, Kodo, and a little bit of Wyvern maybe. And the Alchemist now cannot fulfill his purpose anymore. Purpose of the Alchemist is to counter mass air. That's the only thing he's really good at. Counter mass air. But Lin has taken the strength away from the Alchemist, has put Happy in a very awkward position, and the mastery here of Lin is to have not fallen too far behind while he was going Wyvern first, baiting the Alchemist, and then switching into a style that the Alchemist struggles against heavily. Happy's trying to go for a third base here. I think that's the right call. Happy had more resources for quite a while. Trying to build on that even more and hoping that he can just outproduce the Orc. But now this Orc army is insanely strong. Insanely strong. Oh, sorry. Fight gonna break out here. Happy banking on the Banshee tech. He was hoping that the Banshees would save him in the late game, but let's see what happens to the Banshees. They're moving forward, trying to possess. Kodos will be the biggest ones, but there we go. They instantly get deleted. Just Hex, right clicks, instantly dead. These Banshees so far are not working out at all It's up to the ghouls to take out the back line, but it's a big army. Also, the Zeppelin here is glorious for Lin, saving units when they're getting targeted, trying to prevent the easy pickoffs for Happy. And now the Orc army has pulled ahead. Orc army is now stronger by a lot than the Undead army. I mean, the Orc has this army. I don't think there's any army that Undead can make that beats this army. The way you beat this army is by heroes, especially Dark Ranger. Dark Ranger, I think, is the only hope Undead has of beating this army. But no Dark Ranger, and now no chance anymore. We saw in Springtime that if you play a very aggressive game and you're able to play ahead, you can dominate without the Orc being in the super late game, without having expansion. But if you can't do that, if you can't finish the job early, if the Orc gets here, Undead can't win anymore, I think, without Dark Ranger. Lin even lost the TC here, which was a bit of a mistake, maybe. Perhaps the invuln on the wrong target. Happy now is trying to rely on hero kills. He probably realizes he can't beat the army anymore. He's hoping to kill heroes. He's got Coil, Nova, Acid Bomb, so he's got really good hero kill potential. This means also Lin has to make sure he's playing properly around the invul potions. Invulns are now very premium, so Happy is trying to steal all the invulns away. Happy also getting very close to triple level up here. 5-4-4 around the corner. But then with a big supply lead. TC is benched for a long time, but he will be back pretty soon. The shop at the expansion is also a great touch, and Happy's just so low on mana. So low on mana the entire time. Main expires though, so Lin is down to 1 base income. Happy with 2 base income still. But Happy has a lot of army to catch up on, because Lin just has so many units still alive. The ghouls and the banshees die so fast when they get attacked by this insane Orc late game army.
But Happy has that heal scroll. Another invuln as well. The importance of the merchant can't be underestimated. Zeppelin down now from afar. Never underestimate.
Lin not feeling too much pressure here. He knows Happy has an expansion, but he's taking his time. He's waiting for the TC to come back, buying potions. It's all about hero kills right now. If Lin doesn't lose heroes, this game should be his with how strong the army is. And Happy can't find the kills anymore. He's not really making progress. Oh, as I say it, he got the Wyvern. DK level 5, that's a very strong level now. Lich level 4, everything's bunched up for a Nova. Nova here could be huge. Oh, and the Blade Master! Huge mistake by Lin. Lin is risking losing the game right here because he's over-aggressive. He wasn't waiting for the TC. Lin could have just stayed back, chill out, wait for the TC, who would bring in a lot of strength to the army with the aura. Oh, but Lin wants to get the kill right now. Alchemist on 20 HP, almost going down. That Ring of Regen saving him. But it goes to show how far ahead Lin here was with, you know, ultra late game. Such insane power for the Orc that even losing a couple of heroes needlessly, and Happy having a 3rd base, still Lin very far ahead. I'm not trying to make it sound, by the way, as if, you know, Orc is so insane in the late game. Oh my god, Undead has no chance. Oh my god, Undead's so bad in the late game. That's not what I'm trying to convey here. It's the Alchemist that is the problem. If there was a Dark Ranger in this game, way different story. Dark Ranger could make the Undead win these fights with Skellies. But without Dark Ranger, there is no way. Lin even fighting without a Blade Master seems so risky. But he's making the right assessment. He can take out units. He took out some Acolytes. And now the Orc hero levels are just absolutely phenomenal. 5-5-4.
TC was supposed to be surrounded here. Couldn't get it done. Couldn't close it out. Lin still has only 1 base. And ghouls
trying to go for the surround. If Happy got that surround, maybe. Something could have happened. But TC gets away, back to the shop, time to heal. And the Blade Master is going to be coming out in a moment. Happy still making lots of gold. I guess he was only partly mining from the second or third gold mine. It seems like Happy's always out of mana. And always low HP. Without the Blade Master, it's very hard for Lin to find any kills. Oh, Hail Mary by Happy trying to kill the Shadow Hunter. But he survives. And the Alchemist dies. 296 crits. This is where the Blade Master just absolutely dominates the late game. He's got the Ensnares, he's got the Orb, he's got the TC Aura, and it is Destruction now. Lich goes down. And that is the map going to Lin. Oh, did he not GG out yet? I mean, it's game over. It's pretty clear. Happy's trying to still do something with Peon Harass, but this expo went down. Happy is soon going to mine out, I think, on the other gold mine. And from here on, not much happens anymore. 5-5, 4 heroes, almost 5-5-5 on the Orc. Almost unbeatable. Happy is giving it one last chance. He's trying to build that Ghoul Banshee army again. I don't think this is... I don't think this can win, though. Against the perfect Orc army, I don't think this can win. Again, unless you have Dark Ranger. Dark Ranger, then yes. Oh, Happy's actually trying to expand again. But look at that. We got Torrents, we got Kodos, we got Berserkers. And very strong Orc heroes. I think we're going to see some crazy crits here as well. Okay, Ensnares. In we go. And the TC cannot be silenced. Oh, the Lich just... Dude, the Lich just gets deleted. He died so fast. Stomp. Crit. Right clicks. Dead. He even had a parry up. Didn't look like it. 336 crit in the end. Holy shit. And all of a sudden, it looked really bad for Happy. Exactly the same position again as in their previous series. Happy looking great at the start of the series. He takes the 2-1 lead, but then Lin takes the 2-2. He takes the 3-2. And here now, we were very close to Lin once again getting the 4-2 win. It would have been the fourth 4-2 victory from Lin against Happy in a very short period. As Hammerfall went to Lin. Looking so good. Playing excellent there. Playing in a way that no other Orc can play. And so the third map came up next. Alright, let me play an ad break right here real quick. Before this game. Because this game, you guys. Map 4. One of the craziest games I have ever seen. My nose is itching. Alright, I'm looking forward to see this again. Okay, here we go. Map 6 in the lower bracket final.
This will delay the tech a little bit. I think on Twisted it's worth it though.
So, Twisted Meadows, a great map for Orc normally. Lin going up to match point here is not good news for Happy. Late Master gets 1 creep steal at the start of the game already. Normally something Happy doesn't allow. Lin here also was surprisingly going for a Peon Scout. Normally Orcs never go for a Peon Scout, but here it seems like you kind of have to, because the Undead might be fast expanding, and if you don't know where that is, that's bad news for you. This is a big map. This very often will lead to the ultra late game with insane hero levels. And like we saw before, this is where Orc really shines.
Late Master Raz didn't accomplish much, but also no level 2.
So Lin is teching up.
to win this.
It seems like he's once again playing his seemingly strongest build. Blade Master fast tech into Wyvern.
And Happy might end up with 0 trophies. Okay, level 2.
Happy here once again has to be very crisp at the start of the game already. You need to reduce creep steals as much as possible. Every little step towards level 3, every bit that you can get it earlier does help, does make a difference.
Really curious about Happy's next move. If that would really happen, he distanced himself from what we
Happy's
see.
playing Battle.net and still winning tier 1 tournaments. Yeah, I know, that's crazy.
Journey going.
I do understand why he's not playing on KK so much, because the ping there is quite terrible for him. But I don't understand why he's not practicing on W3 champions.
He is the kind
Maybe he feels like with the Asians no longer playing on W3 champions,
when he came back from the army
the competition there is not strong enough anymore. But I mean, the competition on Battle.net
Korea and he wiped
is not better than on W3 champions.
China. When he came back from his
Yeah, I haven't heard this question answered yet, why he's
and then
playing on Battle.net
everything
instead of W3C. But we have no right to criticize him. Whatever Happy's doing,
another break. And then he's back.
it certainly seems to be working.
One thing is for sure, this is not a competitive Warcraft world where Happy is
Little spoiler here, by the way, in case you didn't see this map yet. It's going to be a long game. So that's why at the beginning here I'm not too
This is a world
focused on the little details. There's going to be a lot of stuff happening this game. This was, in my opinion,
This is similar picture
the best map of the year.
that we painted before. Fast level 3 on the DK. No expansions, one base, even here on Twisted. This time it feels like Blade Master wasn't able to steal much.
And Happy with good creeping here. Getting a fast level 3. Blade Master didn't get many steals at all. Didn't steal any items. But Blade Master buying the double circlet again, which of course is always good for him.
Level 3, the slippers, the ring.
And the great thing about this map is there's always going to be creeps around. And you're always going to find good items at some point. It's impossible not to get them sooner or later, if the game goes long enough.
Creep already with another claw, we gotta say. His items this week
And yeah, that's what the orcs love to look for. They love to look for the late game. Delay, delay, delay. Drag out the game as much as you can. And then dominate in the late game with insane heroes. But of course, you can't just play passive and say, all right, let's wait, let's wait, let's wait. You have to make sure, and this is the difficult part, not to fall too far behind while the undead is trying to really power up
answering with the gargoyles. It seems
early on tier 3.
their meta is settling a little bit.
Orc is looking for the late tier 3 power spike. Undead is looking for the early tier 3 power spike. Both players now creeping. Double level 2 here.
He needs more
Nice to get at the same time for both heroes from this camp.
very curious
Late master items are looking quite good.
base attack.
Double circlet, claws. Also the Lionhorn, actually really nice to have against undead. Against the minus armor from Orb, helping out there a little bit.
Started it now, and then we see it doesn't line up with
Then going for really early reinforced defenses.
Lin plays it
Trying to make sure again he doesn't
safe for them before.
get overrun, caught off guard. A little indication here that once again he's going to be looking for the late game.
In Warcraft, this is where you can farm the most items, so a little bit of creepcraft. Lich has a good inventory. Keeping the slippers, a bit of an indicator that we want to go Dark Ranger. And then is the question, if you see...
Happy, by the way, also with really good items. Lich with a lot of bonus stats. Lots of small items and some big items, making the Lich a lot stronger. Lich can also be a great carry in the late game. Level 3, level 4, especially level 5. Lich, insanely good. And there is a bit of luck that is involved here as well, certainly. Sometimes Twisted Meadows is called Casino Warcraft because there's a lot of RNG involved, a lot of random item drops that can make quite the difference.
To get an early shade.
Happy's got a shade out again. He's going to be needing that for vision across the map. He's actually supply blocked right now and can't go for a third hero. And this is exactly the kind of game that Orc loves. We're on tier 3, nothing too consequential has happened. The opponent hasn't expanded, so he's not falling behind in economy, and you can just creep. Creep, creep, power up, get strong items, get strong heroes. This is a wonderful position for Lin right here. Flying now towards the undead main base, so it looks like he's going to try to go for some Acolyte harass here. Happy going for a big camp. Red camp can be huge if it's the right item. Red camp on this map, a little bit wonky. Some items are insane, some items are pretty trash. Happy here gets the Pendant of Mana, which is insanely good if you pair it with mana potions. Great mana recovery possible here. Happy with quick reactions, doesn't lose Acolytes, loses the shop though, loses a ghoul. But he's got the orb already, so that's the most important thing. And the next important thing, Dark Ranger, this time by Happy. He's not going Alchemist to try to counter Wyvern. He's trying to beat Wyvern with Dark Ranger. So this is the double-edged sword. This is the difficult thing for Undead. Dark Ranger, really good against Berserkers, really bad against Wyvern. And Alchemist is the opposite. Really good against Wyvern, really bad against Berserkers. So you have to pick your poison. And this time Happy says, okay, I'm going to go Dark Ranger. I know I'm going to be weaker against Wyvern, but way better against ground, way better against Berserkers. And
that's also 330 gold. Scouting for expansions, not the case.
It doesn't just matter about what kind of units is your hero going to be better against, but also you have to be worried about the hero arena. When it comes to triple hero versus triple hero, how is the hero going to shape up there? And I'm not exactly sure if Alchemist or Dark Ranger are better there. You can coil the Dark Ranger, so that's a big help. But to be honest, when it comes to fighting heroes versus heroes, Dark Ranger isn't that good either. A well-timed silence can make a difference, but she doesn't have the most impactful spells there normally. But the big benefit here of the Dark Ranger is Happy is now much stronger. Way stronger against ground armies.
Happy is constantly under pressure. Happy constantly has to react. Items for Lin are good. Items for Happy are not bad either. And Dark Ranger went silence again. Like
Blade Master being very annoying there in Happy's main base. Canceling buildings. This costs quite a bit of gold. Ideally, he would love to force Happy back, prevent him from creeping, but Happy is not going to do that. He's trying to creep up. Happy's going to get the second big red camp and gets the medallion of the amulet of Spell Shield. So this can block a hex. I always forget if it can block an ensnare or not. Yeah, especially the Pendant of Energy, like I said before, amazing. I would love to see this paired with mana potions. I've seen this game already, so I can tell you. I think Happy doesn't buy a single mana potion, which made me mad, but still a good item. DK is running around with almost full mana. He's got a huge mana pool here.
oh my god, Boots of Kel'Thalas.
Does anybody have the VOD to watch it later? The link, just go to twitch.tv/backtowarcraft/videos. And this was the video, the VOD from Sunday.
They run into each other. Happy can't make any mistakes anymore.
Got a TC third. Lin is still trying to delay, trying to prevent fighting, stay passive. He was just creeping, exactly what orcs want. Blade Master items, by the way, are insane. Double circlet slippers, Quel'Thalas and claws, and Orb of Lightning. But you normally always want to have one invo potion at least to have that safety button, because all the damage in the world doesn't save you if you're just going to get Coil Nova'd and die. And of course this time there's silence, so you have to consider that as well, where a heal wave might not be available. Lin now though, he also got lots of gold from creeping, and now he bought the Tiny Great Hall. Lin has the better late game heroes, the better army, probably, because he's playing Wyvern against Dark Ranger. And now he's got a tiny Great Hall as well, coming up in just a moment. This position is really, really tough for Happy. Claws +8. Huge item right there. More damage being added to his heroes. And I think he saw the expansion right there. Happy gonna go into upkeep. But Lin is ahead. Lin's gonna start mining there in just a moment. Happy needs some time to spend his bank. 600 gold still on Happy. Gargoyles produce pretty slowly. This was such a tense moment in the game. Ruined Bracers, by the way. Insanely good. This oftentimes means that you don't need an invuln on the blade. But probably the best target for the Ruined Bracers is the Shadow Hunter, because he's the most nukeable. Because of low HP. Extremely hard position here for Happy. Thinking about adding a mercenary maybe just to spend his gold right now.
And now it's kind of interesting that we don't have
2 armor upgrades on Happy. No upgrades at all on Lin, by the way. He does have a War Mill. Wait, no, never mind. He's got 1 armor upgrade as well. Lin, I think, is the only orc that I've seen so far who prioritizes the first armor upgrade over everything else. Most Warcraft players, they have the DPS brain. They think about doing damage. But when it comes to playing against Undead, especially against Orb of Corruption, I think that armor upgrade is way more important than everything else. You want to keep your units alive as long as you can, and if you do that, your heroes do the damage to kill the Undead army. Okay, interesting fight here. Dark Ranger in the front line almost gets decapitated right away. The series would have been over right there, I think, if the Dark Ranger dies. But she barely survives. Scroll of the Beast was partly dispelled, I think, on the Wyvern. But many Wyvern are still up in the air. Bad Riders didn't take out all the Gogs instantly. Big Nova right there. Lots of Wyvern going down, but we still have 3 in the air right now. Good heal wave coming through. Kodo Beast in a very awkward position. That should be a prime target for Happy, but he's focusing on the heroes right now. Look how much mana the DK has. Oh, the Lich, though, almost going down. The Hex is perfectly timed. The Silence just a split second too late. The Blade Master kills the Lich, and this almost seems like GG. Expo is running, but Happy's not giving up. He's got level 5 DK now. That coil is very strong. Oh, and the Blade! And the Blade! And the Blade is dead. Oh, shit. That was so wild. Blade Master goes down. Both damage dealers now dead. Happy trying to go for the Tavern res. Lin will do the same. Lin, of course, more resources, but now those peons can be killed off easily. We got Dark Ranger also to raise skeletons. And no, that's not the point yet. But the thing is, Lin can always build more and more Wyvern, and as we noticed before, Dark Ranger very good against ground units, but almost doesn't do anything against Wyvern. So Lin still, I think, here with the lead. He can just keep massing Wyvern, make a few Kodos, fair enough, but I think he shouldn't make any other ground units. Spoiler alert, he's going to make some ground units later, and I think that was his big mistake this game. Blade Master crit only 180, that was kind of weird. That must have been a very low roll. Blade hurt again. Ooh, don't want to lose him again. But the speed scroll escapes also by Lin really good. This entire series we've seen many times where Lin barely gets away with the speed scroll. This was another such example. But the peons are gone. No mining anymore. Happy's getting more mana from the statue and from Dark Ritual. The DK had so many coils to use that fight. That pendant of mana was amazing. If Lin holds on to the expansion, this game should be his. Happy has to get the Expo kill here. Nova on the Wyvern. Lin trying to force the TP. Stomp on the Skellies. Statue quickly sniped. Happy, does he have a TP here? Yeah, he does. Happy probably gonna have to TP out here. But also, Happy finding some kills, but Happy's completely out of mana. Completely out. Second time Dark Ranger is close to dying. The crit! I think that was, again, rather a low roll. Sort of. And now, Happy should buy a mana potion guaranteed. Maybe even 2. Happy has 300 gold. How does he not buy a mana potion? You can buy the mana potion, drop the pendant, drink the potion, pick up the pendant, and boom, all of a sudden you have like 250 mana back. It is so broken.
19 minutes. We still got 2 minutes left mining.
Happy, so close to losing the series right there. He was facing Wyvern, he was facing Triple Hero, he was facing Expansion. He had the improper hero for the job, the Dark Ranger against Wyvern. Such a close call. Happy barely hanging on by the skin of his teeth. But he's not out of the woods yet. Look at the Orc heroes. 4.5, 4.6, 2.8. Not much is missing for the Giga level ups. Blade 5, Shadow 5, TC 3 are insanely strong. So Lin might still be favored. Supply-wise, Lin is ahead. Experience-wise, I think Happy is a little bit ahead. DK5 especially is the carry right now in the Undead army. And the Dark Ranger is really good here against ground units. I think this is where Lin started to make the big strategic mistake. He's making 2 Raiders. Raiders are very good for Ensnare, but they're completely useless for everything else. They take up 3 supply, and they can be turned into Skellies. I think the right thing for Lin here to do would have been make only Wyvern, and like maximum 1 Kodo. Making these 2 Raiders, and also the second Kodo, I think that's a big mistake by Lin. I think he should have just spammed only Wyvern. And of course, Bats. Wyvern and Bats. From that point on.
Yeah, that's gonna be an issue to reach that island, huh? Can you get a Zeppelin across when there's...
And now we're getting to the real late stages. 21 minutes in the game. The mains are about to run out. Time to go to the islands. No creeps on the mainland anymore.
Unbelievably strong after killing the peons.
Big items here also possible. Tiny Great Hall by Lin is going to have the expansion here way sooner. Again, an advantage for Lin. He's going to be mining way earlier than Happy. Happy has the gold to go for the Haunted. He's got the Zeppelin. Going to be ferrying the workers over.
And it can attack air. And it can't be dispelled.
Is this a replay? Yes, as it says in the title. This is the VOD analysis from the games on the weekend.
But yeah, we're going on an island. Happy needs... Okay.
Lin got the Scroll of Restoration, by the way. That heals 250 HP and 150 mana on everything. Best fighting item in the game. Blade almost 5, Shadow almost 5. TC got the level 3. And he's flying to the next island to get another item and get those levels. Happy got the Stone Token. That can also be a great item in the right situation. If you can combine the Boulder from the Rock Golem. It summons the Rock Golem, right? You use the Boulder, you use Coil Nova, you use Silence. Very, very good at hero kill. Maybe even you use 2 or 3 boulders if the Golem survives.
Next red spot. Ooh, Lin is gonna get 5-5 from this.
But the Scroll of Restoration, probably a little bit better.
Late game, Orc heroes.
Blade Master's crits, still not that scary, right? 210. Really not that high. But he's about to get level 5. And that's when things get wild. There we go. Lin has the levels. Amazing levels. I'm not sure what item he picked up. Happy with the push into the base. Trying to take out the production here. Oh, one Bad Rider gets the connect.
First bad down, but nothing is that you can't fix.
What was the second item? Wait, I have to go back here. Hold on.
Shades can't fly yet.
So Lin, did he finish the big creep already? Yeah? Huh? So wait. He's killing the big creep. He's got the item already. So he had the scroll already. Ah, maybe it's just a visual bug in our overlay. Maybe it's one of those weird items that we don't have an icon for. I guess that's what it must be. Because it looks like he doesn't pick anything up. But I guess he must have picked up something. Overlay can't display the item, yeah. Okay. So, Happy pushing into the base. Production has been taken out. But it's mainly about the heroes at this point in the game.
Happy was staring death in the eye, and all of a sudden,
taking out a Coda Beast, back of the base. Happy doesn't want to take the fight. In come the bats. They get 2 connections, actually. That's pretty nice. But now, Bat Rider count extremely low. There's no bats left. Gargs are now really good against Wyvern. It might not be the worst idea, perhaps, for Happy to make more Gargs and re-attack. But he's making more ghouls right now. And Happy has a supply lead. Lin also kind of low on lumber, but he's mining gold from the expansion. Happy doing the same. And Lich No level 5. Dark Ranger's level 4, okay. Level 2 silence is very nice if you can hit a double silence on 2 heroes, or maybe even 3. But that is somewhat unreliable. I would say Lin is still favored in this scenario. Invul potions, of course, here also insanely important. Hex, Blade Master, Stomp, and Snare on one side. And Coil Nova on the other. We got Berserkers. Lin adding Berserkers. I hate that. I think that's terrible against Dark Ranger, against Black Arrow. However, maybe it's what he has to do because his bestiaries were taken out. He can't make air units at the moment, but he remade the bestiary. He's making Bat Riders again, but he also, look at that, he's making a barracks. I think that's the single biggest mistake by Lin this game. He's making a barracks to go into Berserkers. I think that's completely wrong. I think he has to stay on mass air because that outplays the Dark Ranger. Happy, by the way, he used the stone token, so he wants to fight right now. He's got the rock golem. He can throw boulders. But Lin fighting at home, next to the shop, next to the reinforcements. In we go. Signs of the TC. The rock golem is instantly dead. I'm not even sure if he got a single boulder out. Yeah, that orc army late game has a lot of damage, but look at the Burzies. The first one is dead right away. And the Aeon's out of the fight at the moment. Lin feels like the Wyvern can't really fight because there's still gargoyles, and he doesn't have the bats to blow them up. The bestiaries that were destroyed earlier because Lin didn't have a TP really hurting him here. He doesn't have enough Bat Riders. There's one, but there's still more Gargs in the air. Invul potion on the blade. 284 crits, they're getting scary now. Lich in trouble. There's Invuln and Coil. 288 crit. The Blade Master's trying to clean up the rest. Wyvern now can perhaps return into the fight as the Garg numbers are low. Going for the Dark Ranger again. Lots of mana on the DK. Dependent of energy. He recovered most of the mana, I think, or perhaps he was even full mana. Happy has so much healing. Scroll of Restoration, saving the TC, but not for long. TC goes down, and all of a sudden it's looking rough for Lin. Similar to the game on Hammerfall, Happy is killing units with his heroes. 312 crit. Very painful again, but so many coils, so many coils. But now the difference. No longer we have an Alchemist, we have a Dark Ranger here. And the Dark Ranger is killing units again and again. We have Skellies being raised. We have Dark Ritual that can be used. Perfect timing on the coil. And Lin's making ground units. That is the mistake. Sure, you get Ensnares, but Mass Wyvern, I think, would be way better here. Trying to go for the Lich kill again. Almost got him. Gets the Purge. Another crit. The Lich has the TP to get out. Blade Master still seems untouchable. And Lin still has the supply lead. And now what's he making? Another Berserker. That is the big mistake, I think. Lin's in an okay position here. TC's gonna be back soon. His first and second hero are crazy strong. Pick up the invulns right now. Take them away from Happy. That's what the Blade Master is doing. That's good. Get a second Bestiary. And stay on air. Making Berserkers here, I think, is absolutely the wrong call. But Happy's still down in supply. Still doesn't have level 5 on the Lich. But he's very close now. And Lich 5 is really, really strong.
Stock up again. Ooh, Happy on the way to the island. This will take a while.
Happy going to the other island. This is the very last creep camp on the map, by the way. Nothing left after this. Lin going into the undead main base. Doesn't have pillage. He's researching pillage though. Happy looking for the big consumable. He would love to get a scroll of restoration as well. We saw that the stone token didn't really do much. With Orb of Lightning and Ensnare, also some units can be picked off here easily by Lin. Item is Potion of Divinity. It's bugged in our overlay. You can't see it in the overlay, but there is a Potion of Divinity indeed. Speed Scroll. Too late, right? After seeing the TP, should have perhaps used that earlier. A Wyvern goes down, but also a Gargoyle goes down. The TC's back again, though. Lin back to full strength, it seems. Invo Potions there. Critical strike for 312. It's a lot of damage. Invul also on the DK. Right before the stomp. That saves his life. And now the Raider, easy targets. Lucky for Lin that the Dark Ranger is low mana. Can't summon too many Skellies right now. But the Lich is now level 5. And the Dark Ranger, 4.8. Happy lost the shop. That's very annoying. He can't go for items right now. Still hasn't gone for a single mana potion, I think, on the DK. Lin still with a supply lead. He's getting the invulns. We got two invulns on Lin. Only one on Happy. But Lich is level 5. That level 3 Nova, even after the nerfs, still very, very good. And if the Dark Ranger gets 5 for the level 3 Black Arrow, the combination between Dark Ritual and Skellies is insane. Lin backing off. I wonder at this point in the game, was he feeling ahead? Did he realize exactly what kind of game state he was in? Lin has the triple invul, and that's exactly what he's supposed to get. And Lin going for another expansion. Second Tiny Great Hall. And this is what is supposed to get the win for Lin.
And Lin feels safe. 600 gold into a Tiny Great Hall. And I feel like against these mass bases, Happy can't answer, can he?
Good point from Toxie. There was no shop, so no statue. Happy was not regening any mana for such a long time. And now again, you have to buy a mana potion here, bro. 1 mana potion equals so many coils, bro. It's like 3 coils for 1 mana potion. He doesn't buy it. Happy playing an insane game. An insane series. But you can't tell me that's not a mistake. Mana potion is only 150 gold these days. That must be worth it, surely. With a pendant of mana. Happy at the shop, waiting for the next invuln. Lin with double base income right now. But what's the army? He's making Berserkers! Why is he making Berserkers? Why is he not just spamming Wyvern? Was the lumber the problem? Lin low lumber? Could he perhaps not afford a second bestiary?
His mission was to finally win a tier 1 title again.
If he hadn't made the barracks and if he hadn't bought the Berserkers, I think he could have gotten that bestiary though. Okay. Blade Master though, close to level 6. Lin still in the winning position. On map point. Match point. Lin, right here, if he holds the expansion, he wins $15,000 for the tournament. For first place. If he can hold.
Great items. Happy needs a miracle and maybe a nuke. It's coming.
Blade Master with the invuln right away. TC running in. Oh, gets a big stomp. So 2 invulns burned right away on the Orc to break the silence as well. And now the Skellies are coming. The Berserkers are such easy kills, and the Blade Master, who eats a coil, but there's a shop. The shop here for Lyn is so good. Raiders going down, and more Skellies are being raised. Ah, the ground army. Makes me mad. Blade Master with a mana potion, trying to get away with Windwalk, but there's a Shade! He kills the Blade! Dark Ranger level 5, DK level 6, and now we got level 3 Skellies. And for some reason, Lyn is playing Berserkers. He's playing Berserkers against the level 5 Dark Ranger. Oh, last coil! DK now completely out of mana. Blasting through that pendant of mana. He's got silence level 3 actually. Oh, I was wondering, that's not level 3 Skellies. He's got level 3 silence. I didn't realize that until now. That must have been a misclick.
Lyn is not out of this despite the blade loss. He's level 6.
That must have been a misclick, right? Or was it? Level 3 silence AoE is huge. So you have a really good chance of silencing TC and Shadow together. But level 3 Skellies are also crazy good. And look at all the Skellies. Look at all the Skellies. Look at all the mana. Blade is back from the tavern. Only a heal potion. No invulns anymore. Trying to chew through the Skellies and the Blade. Trying to run again. Away again. Invis, but there's a Shade. The Shade is still here. The Shade with a double kill, basically. Oh, Lyn. The dieback from the Blade Master. Lich almost 6. Invuln on the DK. He's trying to force the TP from Happy. He's trying to just get his expo here. Running. Force the under the way. But the damage is so low. It's so low. There's a Stomp ready. But the DK is pretty tanky. Frost armor on him. TP out. Oh boy. Level 6 Shadow. His ult, of course, is garbage. That doesn't do anything. And Happy expanded in the meantime, by the way. During all this madness, Happy had the cool... Wait. The cool? He had the patience, I suppose. And the foresight to go for the expansion. Gonna be dual base mining as well. Oh, Happy finally got a mana potion. Thank God. Insane efficiency with Pendant of Mana. 655 hero levels now. Lich level 6 also doesn't do anything. Dark Ranger level 6 instantly wins the game, I would say. We haven't seen a Blade Storm yet. When you're Blade Storming, you can't crit, so I think Blade Storm here isn't even good. And we got ghouls again. Peons can die again. Skelly's being raised.
We're close to charm as well. We're close to death and
unbelievable game.
Could go Dark Ritual.
Lyn with 6-6, 4 heroes. Maybe he's gonna get 6-6-5. Might be losing now because Happy is mining off of 2 bases.
Game winning. And this is a map that could break Lyn. He is not that undefeatable robot, that unemotional robot.
Blade Master returns. There's one invuln. One invuln on Lyn. Lyn a little bit unlucky, by the way, not to have found any rings of protection. The TC this game more squishy than he would like to be.
Scouting by Happy, Lyn has no eyes on the map. Can we just point out that Twisted Meadows is the greatest map of all time? And that these players are among
Lyn pushing across the map. Time now against him. Happy sending a Zeppelin over, by the way, to the bottom left. There's 2 ghouls in there. He's ready to harass the mining on the expo. But Lyn still has crazy strong heroes. Finds Happy away from the main base, wants to come in for the punish right away. Double silence, you see it there. Level 3 silence, hit both the heroes. Shadow uses the invuln to break the silence, use the heal wave, save the raider. 252 crit.
Otherwise he's facing level 3 stomp, which is infinitely better than level 2. 2 minutes.
But Happy is getting rich. And they are the ghouls. They're gonna disrupt all mining. Lin is running out of time. He has to win right now, right here. It seemed like he couldn't lose this. Breaks the silence again with the invuln. That's all the invuln's gone for the orc. DK almost dying there. There's the Blade Storm as well with the crit, but the DK gets away. TPing to the shop. Heal potion right away. Lin is going for the jugular. He's going for the kill. And another TP. Happy with 2 TPs to get into a better position. Doesn't want to be stuck next to his shop. Invulns are gone from the orc side. The frost armor also really good. The crit is in, but not enough for the kill. The Blade Master now in trouble. And he gets him. He kills him. The Dark Ranger gets level 6. And Happy actually wins that game. At 40 minutes. Insane game. Lin had all the advantages. Crazy strong Blade Master at the expansion multiple times. Making Berserkers and also making Raiders, I think, huge mistake. And I guess also Lin should have gotten a TP in case he was attacked in the main base. That attack into the main that destroyed the bestiaries and kind of forced Lin, semi-forced Lin into ground units. Having such a huge effect. What a game that was, though. That was not the last map yet. We're gonna watch the last map as well, of course. The last map came after. And that was Turtle Rock, if I remember right. Sickest map all year, in my opinion, on Twisted. Holy shit, that was crazy. Alright, now the score was 3-3. Decision on Turtle Rock. Blade Master, fast tech again.
This guy is an absolute workhorse. He is a Warcraft.
Looks like Lin is going Wyvern once more.
Turtle Rock, same lane, same builds. Let's go. Due to that 40-minute game, I ran out of snoozes for ads. So if you want to see this deciding match ad-free, think about a sub to prevent ads for you.
Super long, super exhausting series, by the way, for both these guys.
Blade Master on an item hunt. Twisted Meadows is done. Turtle Rock, another classic.
Great scouting here by Happy. Knows the blade might be coming there to steal the item. He's in position for the coil steal.
Many spots to expand on.
This map can also be really good for Orc late game, Orc triple hero. It's also a big map with lots of creeps, lots of opportunity to level and power up with more items. Of course, it's not as insane as Twisted, but no map is as big and as strong for items and creeping as Twisted. But still, it is certainly one of the bigger maps in the pool. Happy there, by the way, claimed the claws of attack. We saw how much of a difference those made. By the way, remember on the last map where on the bottom left gold mine, Happy got the claws plus 8 on the Lich? I think those had huge impact. Without those claws, Happy would have done a lot less damage.
Thank you for the sub.
Who won the whole tourney? You can look that up either in the VOD if you want to see it for yourself or on Liquipedia.
Characteristica of Turtle Rock, fast expansions are incredibly risky. But Happy posturing up.
Of course, the winner here would play Fortitude right after. Fortitude was waiting in the grand final.
Better with every passing minute, trying to get rid of creeps in front of Lin's base. This will slow down the Shadow Hunter or TC a little more.
So far, it's looking like a lot of the games that we saw between the two, not just in this series, but in all of their series. Lin playing fast tech into Wyvern, Happy following up with the Lich, Gargs, and Alchemist. And the idea here is Happy creeps more at the start. He's going to have perhaps the worst hero in Alchemist late game, especially if Lin pivots once again out of Wyvern into ground, Berserkers. But Happy wants to get ahead on levels, have higher tempo, and dominate the map. And get leads wherever he can. With expansions, or with creep jacks, with unit kills, with items, and so on.
And that can lose you games on this level.
Good items so far there for Happy. Mantle, Claws, Gauntlets. Not an easy early game for the Orc, by the way. You only have one Blade Master to play with. Your positioning, your scouting, your execution has to be on point. So far, it is. Lin didn't get that many steals, but he got one Ghoul and one Creep steal. So that's decent. And he prevented the DK from getting level 3. While now, Wyvern will be coming. Shadowhunter is out.
You go for the shop, exactly. No watch awards here anymore. But good items. And items are a requirement.
Acolyte Scout sees this happening, but Happy knows this is not his time to fight. He's waiting for the Lich, he's waiting for the Gargs. Right now, Lin, with the Shadowhunter out, with Wyvern coming, this is where he's going to enjoy a little bit of map control. So Happy just going to creep very passively far on his side of the map, looking for that level 3. And ideally, some more good items.
The mind games begin. Will you switch to Berserkers? Is Happy going for Dark Ranger?
If the Blade Master was here, he could have gotten like 3 or 4 Ghoul kills.
Liability, to be honest. Happy struggles a
But
little
good thing for Happy, the Blade wasn't.
bit. He got a nice
Finding the Belt of Giant Strength.
for the Lich.
Belt and Gauntlets together could be really good on an Alchemist if he goes Alchemist again, which seems likely. Although, not necessarily, of course. On the previous map, we saw him go for that Dark Ranger.
The crazy thing is, if you're only watching today, this isn't even the best series of the tournament. I think the Lin 40 series was even better.
And again, Lin is going to play evasive. Doesn't want to fight. He wants to drag out the game as much as he can and creep
Coming together.
as much as possible.
Lin will react to what Happy is doing.
Happy here, lucky to find a Wyvern. This rarely happens. Coil Nova, Gargoyle, and that is a Wyvern kill. That's huge. Wyvern expensive units, very momentum based.
Is he willing to go into this? Bad right?
Then gonna get one more small item here. Lucky to find the Slippers. Blade Master had only, I think, one bad game where he didn't have any real good damage items.
Good scouting by Happy for that snipe. Interesting, right? He didn't do this before, trying to snipe Wyvern.
And you can see Happy is on the chase. All the time. Hunting after the Orc. Trying to give absolutely zero creep possibilities to Lin.
Critical mass.
Happy knows the low levels would be Lin's downfall.
And he doesn't know what he's up against.
The insane thing is that even against 6-6-5 heroes, Happy was able to win the last game. That was the craziest part about this entire lower bracket final.
Feels like Happy is coming into this game with a lot of momentum.
When Orc fast text is under tower push not an option anymore? Not really. Just 2 burrows aggressively would stop an under tower push pretty much.
No orb yet for Lin. That is also courtesy of that one Wyvern that was lost. There we go.
Happy now, feeling pretty confident. He's got the triple hero.
We have some
He's getting backpack to bring the orb. Lin has not had much to creep yet, but he has double level 2 at least. But of course, that's not enough. He needs level 3, he needs level 4 on the blade,
Is Lin in a position to
or at
switch?
least level 2 crit.
I don't think
to start doing some serious damage.
To a barracks now. He won't be able to keep up. Also, passing on Total Rock with
Ghoul
5
should be
minutes.
bringing the orb any moment now. The DK is not carrying it yet. But the acid bomb especially, very good against the air units, who tend to clump up naturally.
Lin's in trouble.
Lin making more bats, going up to 48 supply. Not playing a TC yet, by the way. This is a very tough position for the Orc here to play it perfectly. We've seen before, okay, Lin would love to go into TC and now switch into Berserkers, but you can't just do it freely at any point. You still have to have the right counter against the Gargs at the right time, so having that game understanding and that feeling of when it's safe and right to pivot, that is the difficult part. Oh, Bad Riders here, connecting really well. All the Gargs are dead, but the Wyvern are also all acid bombed up, so they will be taking a lot of damage. Nice heal, wave. That was a really good engagement by Lin.
Exposed to Coil Nova. But no Gargs also means no destroyers.
He's opened up some supply as well with those Bad Riders going down. Perhaps now he can consider going for a TC.
Confidence rising in Lin. Items are again wonderful. Hex against
Good Hex. Prevents the steal from the DK. But Happy's looking confident. Scroll the Beast for the Orc. Not exactly the best item, especially against destroyers.
But Happy creeping means potion of greater mana.
Scroll the Beast also for Happy. For him it's much better. With 0 Dispel in the Orc army, that Scroll the Beast would have full effect. And now we see the barracks coming in the back. Lin is trying again to go for Berserkers slowly with TC. And again, it's about delaying as much as possible. Avoid fights, creep as much as you can, and look for the very, very late game. Both are going to get the red camp. I wonder if it's a mistake here by Happy to creep this much, by the way. Thinking back to the most dominant maps, especially Springtime, Happy was always on Lin's heels. Always chasing after him, never allowing him to creep. But now Happy is creeping the red camp, but also that means that Lin, on the other side, is creeping the red camp. Cloak of Flames can be quite good on Blade Master, but not against Gargoyles. Shadowhunter there was very hurt. And Lin now close to the undead base, considering if he wants to say hello to the Acolytes maybe. But not gonna do that. Another big consumable here for Happy at the back of the turtle, and it's the big mana potion. Look at the Alchemist, by the way. Super strong carry Alchemist. Helm of Valor and the belt and the ring, all extremely good on that hero. Happy sharing the love between his heroes as far as items go. Lin, though, he could have the late game on his side, similar to how it was on Hammerfall. If he can stay alive, not fall too far behind. Oh, hold on. DK got level 4, but also pretty hurt. Nova, Acid Bomb on the air units. The Wyvern taking a lot of damage. And Lin is running out of healing. He's got a heal scroll. Using it right there, but only one heal wave left after. Shadowhunter almost getting surrounded. There's the heal wave. And that's it for healing. There's even an item on the ground. The Shadowhunter is about to fall. And here he does. He goes for the split up to the heavens. And that is going to put Happy far ahead. For once, Lin is not able to play that perfect transition. He was trying to go TC, he was trying to go Berserkers, but this time Happy catches him in the transition and finds the punish. And now Happy is far ahead. Happy could expand, he could tech switch, he could try to creep the rest of the map. Happy's supply might be low, but his heroes are strong, the levels are great, and the gold also is looking really good for him.
Is that how it ends? 2 mana potions.
TC only level 1. 1.1! TC has almost no experience, no stomp yet even. There's still a small hope for Lin. If he can drag out this game for another 10 minutes, the Berserkers and TC might be able to take over against the Alchemist, who's now falling off. But Happy is setting up the expansion. He knows how far ahead he is. The Shades have been making life really difficult for the Blade Master. The Shade, perhaps responsible for Lin losing the previous map.
He threw him to the lower bracket, 4-2.
Lich now also getting a Robe of the Magi. Happy, actually, he doesn't have invulns, so perhaps Lin could try to go for a hero kill here. And the Wyvern, with a good catch, take out the Expo. But Happy's getting way more creeps. Takes the next camp, gets the next item. Lots of defensive items normally from this camp, but here Happy gets the offensive one. Cross +8. Holy, that Lich now is out of control.
It brings him back. This was key to victory in their previous encounters this week. Happy doesn't have to scout much, he got that Shade.
And the Shade sees the Orc heading south, so this base attack will be no surprise to Happy. If it occurs. So far it's not.
They didn't do that much this series.
Both players want to pick up some invulns.
Not the perfect timing for a possession on a Coda.
Happy with invuln and heal scroll. And dust. Not too many creeps left on the map. And most of them are on the right hand side, on Happy's side. Happy has a Spirit Tower in the back of the base already, so the air units can't really connect too well. In general, we don't have that many air units left, because Lin is trying to make that tech switch happen into Berserkers. He's got only 2 of them, though, at the moment. And again, the Blade Master taking so much damage. Holy! Coil Nova Acid Bomb. Right away on low HP. Heal Wave needed. Heal Salve as well. Lin with lots of gold. He's saving up. Maybe a second barracks to go into mass. Yeah, there it is. Second barracks to go into mass Berserkers. Not a bad idea. But the DK looking very strong here. He's about to get level 5. There should be enough creeps still. Sprinkled across. Twisted. Turtle Rock, I mean.
What's left on the map? Orange spots, rest of the red, not much. That's of course a bad sign for Lin. How is he supposed to level?
TC would love to get level 2, but the Blade Master isn't even level 4. The levels here are the big limiting factor. DK is about to be 2 levels ahead of the Blade Master.
Lin is missing a lot.
And so many items on Happy. You almost can't carry them all.
Trusting in the Berserkers more than
TC level 1.9 still. Happy 5-3-3 against 3-3-1. That's actually insane. Wait, I didn't realize that. That is a 4-level lead on Happy. Unbelievable. With 2 of Happy's heroes also about to level up.
Either you break this again with Wyvern after you scouted.
Happy throwing out intimidation coils on the blade. That's what a level 5 DK can do. And he's gonna have one last chance. 60 supply, roughly. 65 maybe he can get up to. The Berserkers should do pretty well here, especially if they're microed well. We're gonna have 6 Berserkers, maybe even we're gonna get up to 7 or 8. And there's no Dark Ranger this time against the Berserkers. But Happy, just like on Springtime, he dominated the early stages of the game. He's got super strong heroes now. And even better inventory than before. In we go. Heavy focus on the Blade Master right away. Lots of minus armor also. But there's the invuln to save him. The gargoyles being taken out quickly. Beautiful stomp. TC finally got that level 2 for the stomp. Blade Master heavily focused once more, but he survives. Happy essentially is wasting a lot of damage so far. Blade Master reveals himself again. Oh my god, he almost died. Blade, not again. Running back. Heal potion. Happy wasted so much of his damage. Gets a double level 4 though. Big level ups for his other 2 heroes. 5-4-4 levels for Happy now, really high. But he lost a lot. Happy lost so much here. But he's going for the big kill on the Shadow. Oh, he's going to tick out. Lich almost going down as well. The Stomp was in. The Blade Master in trouble as well. TP out. Happy lost almost his entire army. He couldn't kill the Blade Master, but he did kill the Shadow Hunter finally. But the Expo's up and mining. Statues are ready to heal up Happy right away. He's working with potions as well. It seemed like Happy almost threw it away. If that Shadow Hunter doesn't die, if that Shadow Hunter survives, I think Lin could have been in a winning position here. But Happy's got so much gold. He's going to get the next invuln as well. Lin, importantly, has no invulns left. Happy quickly healing. Aura, statue, and the ritual dagger. All helping out. Shadowhunter back from the tavern, but he's got no mana. No mana on this Shadow. Happy's down in supply, but he's got way more mana. Blade Master hurt already. Again, he's revealed because of the shade. The Blade has the heal potion, but he dies! Heal pot not good enough to save him. Too much focus fire potential with the crazy heroes by Happy. Another coil, and that's the kill. The level 5 DK carrying in this game. And that way, Happy got the win against Lin in the lower bracket. Super sick. This game, all around, pretty one-sided as well. Happy almost overstepped, almost threw away the lead there by throwing 1,000,000 damage on the Blade Master. But the crazy, crazy map was map 6. This Twisted Meadows game was insane. When he was attacking down here, killing the Blade Master twice. Unbelievable. That was quite unbelievable. What a performance by Happy. Wild, wild, wild. And of course, today he was successful as well. What a gamer, what a gamer. If you guys haven't seen the result yet, after that, there was still another match against Fortitude. You can check that out in our VODs. To be honest, I think there's not so much to analyze in those games. So I don't think I'm going to do that. Maybe I'm going to be feeling more inclined to do a replay analysis tomorrow. But I feel like there's no topping. There's no topping that series, dude. There's no topping that series. Today also there's a WSB tournament going on. But as you guys may have heard already, we are unfortunately not allowed to cast the WSB tournament live. But tomorrow, I'm going to be doing a VOD rewatch of the WSB tourney. Yeah, so today was a bit of a light day, but tomorrow we should have more content when the Koreans and the Chinese players are competing in the WSB. Like I said, we can't cast it live, but we're going to check out the VODs, because I imagine some people would be interested in that as well. Why can't you cast it live? Because we are not allowed to. The organizers are telling us that we're not allowed. Basically, it's because they see Twitch as a rival, and they want to have it live only on their Korean platform, is what they told me. Yeah. Oh, I missed some subs earlier. I'm sorry, guys. Butter Golem with a resub, Mr. Baghead 1G with the resub, and Rogan Hulk Hogan with the resub as well. Thank you very much. Yeah. All right. Today was a bit of a light edition stream, short and sweet. Tomorrow we're going to be back with a longer stream, back with more. Tune in tomorrow again when it's time for the WSB replay watch. Take care, everyone. I'll see you again tomorrow. Bye-bye.